Ready? Okay.
That's better.
Okay, so we're started.
So hopefully we should have better sound quality now than we had before.
Yes, much better.
If only you could have a taller chair where your voice isn't being blocked by the laptop.
There's a quite clear line of sight between me and
Good.
the microphone. I'm sure we'll be fine. And if it's too quiet, you guys will just have to pretend what I said.
Yes.
All right, we all got +1 weapons, guys.
Sweet. What's that? Plus 10 weapons.
So we've already gone over what we missed last time for our newly arrived Pock Greenhorn or Green something.
Greenburrow.
That's it. Close enough. Pock Greenhorn, as he was forever after known. The gnome thief.
Fuck green
From the
sleeves.
mountains.
The gnome mountain thief. Yes. What did I decide that your mountain city was called?
So if he's a mountain thief,
Lightborough or something like that.
No, it was Cliff something or other.
how many mountains has he actually stolen, really? I mean,
He steals many mountains.
Clearly not enough.
I'm the mightiest of all gnomes.
That is not saying much.
Now let's just put it this way. Before Pock arrived, Canada was just the Rockies.
oh my god.
That's what Pock does.
He made the prairies.
He stole all the mountains and made the prairies.
I was like, what? I don't understand the logic of this. Yeah, Cliffside Burrow is what the name of the... I remarked on the fact that only one person really bothered to name their cities.
Yo!
We explained this last time.
This joke has already been used. We move new material. Line!
We're already recycling material. This is terrible.
I blame the current economic crisis.
Couldn't afford a better writer.
Did nobody mention already that this is the flashback episode?
Oh God! What is it, Clerks?
It's the second episode and it's a cheesy clip show already.
Yeah.
We locked
Clerks.
ourselves in the freezer.
Clerks.
Yeah.
If Kevin Smith ever listens to this, we adore you. Make more movies.
Never change.
I hear that they've done the script for Clerks 3.
More than I do.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's hilarious.
You remember the time that we were at Ivan's house or whatever, and a bunch of people went off to go see Clerks 2, and Ray stayed behind.
That's to you.
And so then somebody called up to the house and had to get buzzed in, right? So you had to hit 9 to let somebody in. This is at the Minto place. And whoever it was like, Snoochie Poochies! And hung up on them.
I had not seen the first Clerks at that point.
Point.
I had not seen the first Clerks at that
And
point.
he was like, yeah, I don't know, it was just somebody going Snoochie Poochies or something. And I was like, it was probably the guys coming back from Clerks, right? That's like a line from the movie. And he's like, oh, well, I haven't seen it. So they called back and they're like, can we come in? It was extremely funny.
You've angered the Ray.
You've angered the Ray. There is no entrance. None shall pass.
Special Pepsis for all.
God damn it!
No one may enter unless they drink the special Pepsi.
Sweet, I'm in.
Yes, Jim's the only one.
Only Jim would ever enter. Oh well. Hey, he has his priorities. He doesn't want to waste good Pepsi.
Yes,
Of course,
because you did
good at
fill
that point as
giant
well.
ass glass.
This is the same boy who ate a friggin' apple pie with barbecue spice in it, okay?
Wasn't that bad?
Yes, it was!
Okay, fine. It was terrible.
Yeah, but you didn't want to
No,
make
it wasn't.
You know, I can understand that one because you didn't want to make your grandma feel bad.
Yeah, so his dad did that.
His dad didn't care.
Well, yeah. It's not his grandma, it's his mother.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
if his grandma was making that pie, he would act very differently.
Probably
She's giving me karate chop to the throat.
Well, do what she says.
Judo chop. Judo chop.
Ninja baby.
So, Pock, at this point, I'll just sort of situate you about where you are in this whole...
Please tell me he's not the one we threw in jail.
No.
Because that would be hilarious.
No, that one was actually a name.
Also a halfling.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know.
My halfling nemesis.
But yes, he was a named villainy person from Kara's background. So, definitely not the person you threw in jail.
No.
But I'll just give the rundown of what's been going on in your life recently. So,
Trying to get to you.
in this city, guilds are prevalent. You've never been here before. You're not really very well versed in the ways of the big city so much as you are more versed in the ways of the small to medium city. So you show up in
Colberton.
in this lovely town of Colberton, and as you're wont to do, you start stealing some shit.
What? A gnome thief?
Never! A gnome thief stealing things? Unheard of!
It's a living.
So, you're making a living stealing shit, but eventually the local thieves catch on, and you start getting unsubtle messages about,
Goat's head in your bed, stuff like that.
you should join the Thieves Guild or else.
Or we will chop off your head.
But you're like, screw these big city thieves. What do they think? I'm the best thief ever. They don't know anything. At which point, that's when, one day when you're coming home, you notice, there sure are a lot of halflings hanging around outside my house.
Oh God, are they dressed like West Side Story halflings?
The West Side Story halflings, they all have slings. One of them has the head of a cat on a string.
Your cat.
No, these are not West Side Story halflings, but they are. They are a little.
No dance fight.
There is no dance fight. There is an unsubtle gang of halflings lurking about outside here, and you realize, maybe this Thieves Guild is taking this thing a little bit more seriously than you are.
I just have to point this out. It would only be intimidating to you because you're a gnome and they're halflings. Everyone else would be like, it's a bunch of halflings.
Bye.
Yep, they go up to my crotch. Moving on.
But they're taller than I
They'll
am.
headbutt you in that crotch.
I'm wearing plate. They can try.
Yeah, and I look at it this way. Jim is probably wearing more, like his armor weighs more than I do.
Yes. I will wear you as my armor.
What you do on your own time is no business of ours.
All right, slit my own throat.
I'm not interested in this kind of role playing.
Operation Get Behind the Gnomies.
Yeah, that's gonna go over well. There's one gnome and everybody's tongue.
Anyhow.
Guard your shins.
And your badgers.
Yes, and the badgers. So, moving on with Pock.
Give me a second. Delicious dip.
Ah, yes. That would cause pause.
So, you realize, well, maybe I won't go home now. So you sort of melt back into the festival crowd. And you start thinking, maybe I better leave this place. I don't think it's too welcoming around here. So you start going to the various gates. And you notice, there sure are a lot of halflings at all these gates. And other thieves. And they look, you don't think it's a good idea to try to leave.
It's like they're organized or something.
It's like there's some sort of organization, and this organization's ends and yours are at odds in some way.
It's almost like some kind of guild of people who do the exact same thing you do.
You start following the street signs to the Thieves Guild. You ask a local guard.
Why didn't we try that?
We're not thieves.
Clearly.
Oh, you need to be a thief to read the thief signs.
That's right. That's just like you need to be a cleric to read the cleric signs, or a paladin to read the paladin signs.
Exactly.
Or you just walk in.
It's like Neverwinter. You can't use the
signs. No, not so much. Anyone can read those.
Or a sorcerer to burn all the signs.
Nah, someone was here before me. How can you tell? Burnt signs.
They destroyed all the innocent.
Anyhow, moving on.
So, basically, you find yourself wandering through the festival, not really sure what to do. As you're going about your wanderings, you come upon yet another of the local thieves in the crowd, and you see one of the local thieves runs by, and then a huge pile of giant adventurers come piling after the local thief, who you vaguely recognize as a member of the local guild who you don't really know. Another halfling. There are a lot of halflings in this thieves guild, but it's not all halflings. But halflings are not terribly well regarded in this city because most of them are tacitly regarded to be in the thieves guild.
So what you're saying is most halflings are thieves, but most thieves are not necessarily halflings.
Exactly.
Unless you're in the city.
Cubes are rectangles, but rectangles aren't cubes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Square, but yes.
Yes.
Cubes are three-dimensional.
Anyways,
You know what I meant.
Game rectangular prism?
Yes, it's the game rectangular prism.
no, it's game rectangular sphere.
Oh, Chris.
Moving on.
Anyways,
So yeah, just a huge pile of adventurers just ran by and chasing a thief, and then
That is a cat.
you can't eat the cat.
Yes.
want a bet?
That sounds like a
That
challenge.
sounds like a challenge.
Gotta fatten him up some more first.
So yes, they go tearing off in the other direction, and eventually you see one of them picks him up bodily by the head, shakes him around a little bit. They pass him about oddly. You're a little bit disturbed by how they're manhandling this halfling. You don't particularly like him, but you do feel a certain affinity for the small folk. But then eventually they hand him off to some guards and head off towards the western wall. And that's pretty much where everything intersects. I don't know if you're... Well, that's where we are. What are you doing?
Looks suspicious, and I think I'd better go see what the others are up to. But I keep my distance
Okay, so you're just going to sort of lurk about in the
shadows.
in the shadows like a thief.
Yeah.
Drax, we've got a tail!
I am the best. After
Oh,
all.
wait, never mind.
Yeah, you totally do.
You've met people who weren't afraid of
Also nowhere
halflings.
near him.
Take advantage of that.
That's your bone tail.
Ah, yeah. Ha, I caught it! Now to see where it leads.
Hey,
Xanian, tail high five.
is your tail not armored?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, that hurt.
I've heard of it.
Yes, only the top card.
Note to self, never do that again.
Anyhow, so he's watching us, but keeping his distance like a little thievy bastard. He's probably going to try and break out that halfling.
But we don't
You
see
don't
him.
notice
We
him.
don't know this.
I know.
You don't notice him.
I'm very well aware that I notice shit.
Yeah.
My perception
It's
is
like a
still
man-
zero.
Manhandle halfling. They gotta be nice folk.
Those people hate halflings as much as I do. Finally, people with sense.
Can I add under my special senses common?
No, Jim.
You have to put down a
that's,
negative 10.
that's so rare in this world that it's a superpower.
Oh. And it's a special sense, though. Common sense.
Yes, I know.
Stop eating my berries.
Berries.
Time to bribe the
You took
DM.
the good one too, you asshole.
A good berry. Are some of them bad?
They're bad berries.
There are bad berries.
Why you bite me?
Because you took my berry.
Anyhow,
See, this is a good berry. It's squishy.
continuing on.
So,
That's right, Zoe. Headbutt him good.
at this point, Xanian and Nerisatis are standing guard at the entrance to the jail, essentially. Mm-hmm. It's pretty lightly staffed. You got a couple guards. I believe Kara had you wandered off with Drax to go and look into the situation at the ranger place, if possible.
Yep. See what
And,
adventures he's getting up to.
Richard, what were you doing?
He was leading them there, which is right next door.
Because, it's his place of work.
Okay, so you were taking them. You're taking them over.
Yeah. Checking on what my next leadership was, whatnot.
Okay.
Speak a little bit louder. Everyone has to hear you.
Screw everyone.
Screw the rules. I've got green hair.
Mumble Mark strikes again.
No more.
Also known as Nappy Mark or Murloc Mark.
Oh, Zozo.
Okay, so you take them over. It's almost deserted at this place, like in an official capacity right now. Pretty much nobody's there. You've got one guy on a sort of like duty shift who's manning the place. Anybody else who's there is there because they live there, kind of thing. Like they do provide housing for the rangers that are here
Okay.
when you're not out rangering.
Is there like
Interesting.
a posting board, like anything like that?
No, there's nothing. They don't have. This is the kind of place where you either work for them or you don't, kind of thing. They don't have such a thing might exist in this city of like a jobs board or something like that. But these guys are. They may have specific things that they need done, but it's almost you don't know. You'd have there is a guy who looks official sitting behind the desk though.
Okay, I walk up to the guy who looks official who's sitting behind the desk. Introduce myself. Hey, I'm Drax. A friend of mine was telling me that you guys could use a bit of a hand out and around the city, exploring unexplored areas and checking out things that reports that have come in of things that are suspicious or weird or odd in the outlying area. I was wondering if I could give a hand with that.
Well, are you looking for a job or are you looking for... Stop it. I'm keeping my drink well away from my laptop. It risks mark damage. Are you looking for a job on a semi-permanent basis, or are you looking for piecemeal work, or what are you looking for here?
I'm going to say for the moment piecemeal work. I don't know how long I'm going to be sticking around this area of the land, but definitely if there's anything that is either further out than your regular patrols go, or seems like the kind of thing that would be secondary to your regular goals, I could check those out for you.
Well, what are your skills? Give me your pitch.
I've spent much of the last few years running various different
Gambling rings? Prostitution rings. Pay attention.
running different groups through caves, dungeons, ruins, that kind of thing. Sometimes they were for archaeological digs. Sometimes they were for, they were questing out because they had heard about this, that, or the other type of artifact or amulet or thing that had happened, searching for such a type of creature. So I go along with them, provide some modicum of protection, also navigation. I'm especially good with areas that are like caves or buildings or ruins, that kind of thing.
What are you? Some kind of a wizard? You have a staff, right?
Yeah, I have a staff.
He doesn't ask you if you have a staff. That's me. You have a staff, right? I'm blind, just so you know.
This is why they can't find the Thieves Guild! Fucking blind guards all over the
They're
place!
not guards, they're the rangers.
Oh, that's even worse! No bears in these woods! Just a giant bear sitting like on the edge of the
My
woods.
point is that they're not tasked with the
Not
defense of the inside of the city.
Yes.
Wizard, no, I'm not here to entertain the nobles. No. I mean, I have.
Kara, you hear him maligning with
Because isn't your sister right beside you?
No. I have a few magical things that come in handy, such as I pull just a piece of parchment out of my pocket and set it on fire and then stamp it out. Just to sort of
things that I can do better than that with prestidigitation.
Well,
Not very impressive.
we don't need anyone to destroy records for us. What else can we do? We have a fireplace for that.
but
That is going to be awesome to animate.
You have to kill Jim.
Oh yeah? Watch this! Pulls out a piece of paper and a lighter.
I'm a great magician!
I understand what you really did.
Yes.
It's fun to imagine.
I get the feeling that a Dragonborn breathing fire would be somewhat more impressive than somebody lighting a piece of paper with.
But that's going to be Caravision.
I can snap my fingers and set shit on fire. I don't have to breathe on it with my bad breath.
My bad breath.
She's the one with the lighter.
No respect, Drax.
Do you actually say that, Kara?
Yes.
I glare at Kara.
The guy behind the desk looks at you and says, "What's your deal?"
I'm a wizard.
Like I said,
like
he
him.
entertains the nobles.
We don't need any
Please tell me the
guards.
guard's name is Harry.
The guard is not named Harry.
Damn.
Nor is he a badger.
She's a wizard, Harry.
He's not a giant or half giant. He's a regular looking grizzly human dude.
Anyway, I turn back to the guy. I go. Most of the things that I could do in terms of protecting teams that I'm with would not be very safe to do in this building unless we wanted to, dissolve a part of it or set a part of it on fire. I could give a demonstration if we could go somewhere, more outside.
Well, I am pretty bored. Let's go out back.
Do you have a training ground, something like that?
Yeah, there's something out back would probably do the trick.
Please, for the love of all that's holy, roll a 1.
No,
Observe my fire breath!
I don't want to dissolve the ranger guy in acid.
Just like a little puff of smoke comes out. It's like, oh, I wasn't ready.
He's like,
That
this never
doesn't-
happens, I
That
swear.
doesn't usually happen to me.
It's just called premature ignition. It happens to all Dragonborn at one point in their life. Marc gets it. The guy named Dick gets it. That's good.
The guy named Dick gets it.
Anyhow,
Ziploc for me.
Yes.
He's asking if he may open it.
Yes, I'm just making sure he knows not to rip it badly. Push me to get scissors.
you don't step out back with Jed.
So yeah, you go out back with the grizzly ranger dude, and you see it's like a walled off courtyard with an archery range, a squared off little like gladiatorial area, sort of like a. It's just like a sandy sparring pit, basically.
Okay.
There's a target dummy with armor on it at the at one end of the archery range. He says that thing's pretty near the end of its life. Go ahead and tell me what you can do to that.
All right.
Does it share a wall with the guardhouse? Does the courtyard share a wall with the guardhouse?
With the courthouse?
No,
No.
the guard. There's the prison.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not going to accidentally blast a hole through the prison wall.
Hilarious.
You're free! I mean, oh fuck!
All right, so
No, they're sort of side by side. They both back onto the actual wall.
Right.
But
No.
there's no. There's no oops, I blew a hole in the wall. That would be awesome.
okay, so since I'm aiming to give a pretty, hopefully impressive display, I'm going to hit this with 2 acid orbs, then Stormwalk, and then if there's anything left, Frostbind it to the ground.
Well, you can certainly start with an acid orb.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your hit.
Okay. So that would be 22 against the reflex of the dummy.
I imagine that's probably likely to be pretty successful. I'm not going to elect to roll for the reflex dodge of the dummy. Let's say you hit it with your 22. You sort of sit there staring at it, and all of a sudden, a huge ball of acid flies out and hits the dummy. Significant portions of it are now melted.
Okay. Without stopping, like zero hesitation, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go straight into the Stormwalk then.
Okay, so which one is that? The one where you like blink 5 squares, kind of 5 feet or something?
No, it's range 10, attack 1 creature. The thunder of your steps batters your foe. Keywords: arcane implement thunder.
Lets me move a step before or after the attack.
Yeah, before after the attack, I can shift a square. So, I elect to shift forward first, and then
Yeah. So you don't like dematerialize or anything, but basically it's
I can-
you're making such a loud and powerful blam
kind of thing that you can, as it's charging up, you can move without risk of something interfering with you.
Step.
Yeah, but there has to be a reason why what you're doing. It's like it's kind of boring to be just like yes, and you can move before you do it. Whereas it's like aha, blam. Whereas the reason it's a 5-foot step.
The way I'm going to sort of play it out is that from the point of view of the ranger, he'll be so disoriented by the noise, kind of like a flashbang, that when he becomes reoriented, he'll see me 5 feet further forward than I was before. I'll appear to just have blinked that distance, even though I actually moved it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a hit, because that'll be a 21 versus whatever the fortitude of the dummy is.
Yeah, I mean that's probably going to be okay.
And then
Made of fortified wood. It resists.
and then whatever's left, I'm going to attempt to basically freeze it to the ground with frostbite.
Yeah, so basically you hit it with this thunder blast and it's sort of like the helmet flies off in one direction. A cat jumps into my lap. Woof. Well, yeah, parts of it are sort of flying around, and you're gonna like ice bind the largest chunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can even catch it as piece flies off, just ice bind it to the ground kind of thing. That's an 18 against fortitude, so
Okay.
yeah. So then I finish that off.
There obviously are no stats for random dummy in the back of the ranger place, but I think we can safely assume that his fortitude is lower
Inanimate
than
objects
18.
There's a leg left, frozen to the ground.
So, as you hit it with a blast of thunder, and it blows apart, the largest chunk of it suddenly goes and slams to the ground, and he walks over and kicks it and it doesn't move. He's like, huh, you seem
Trustworthy.
trustworthy. Take my daughter!
So
I see your party has no wizard.
So as you can see, I've got a few things that are quite useful for escorting parties and adventuring.
Yeah, I think we might be able to find a use for you. How long are you going to be in town?
At least the next few days at a very minimum, but possibly longer. I haven't really decided yet. I'm here unless something else...
I'm here all week. Try the meatloaf.
Try the veal, it's delicious.
Try the badger on a stick.
Well,
It is
the
good.
badger on a stick is delicious.
It's a big hit.
It's a big hit with the locals.
How many berries left?
Berries now.
They were destroyed in the Great Berry Fire of 1973.
Oh,
You should have some of this before they're gone.
I'm good.
He says, well, I don't make the decisions about who goes on what, but I can write down and put your name on our roll and see if anyone needs your skills for something. Is there perhaps somewhere we can get in touch with you?
That was actually the other thing that I was wondering. I've just arrived in town. I need a place to stay.
You see, I'm a hobo.
Well, I'm a wandering magic hobo.
Dragon magic.
Also a dragon. And I was wondering, could I live on your couch? He's like, well, we've got some spare rooms. I suppose, in view of the fact that we would probably be able to find something for you, we can let you stay here. You'll have to deal with your own food, but you can certainly stay here overnight until we figure out what's going on. It's pretty dead around here during festival time. Most people will probably be out sleeping it off in the gutter somewhere anyway. I'm sure you can... We've got an empty room you can have for... pittance. Shouldn't be too expensive.
Fair enough. Why, thank you.
So I'll take down your name, and well, we'll see if we can actually track you down for something. I'm sure the Lord of Lord Cauldron will have something that he wants us to do. He's always sending us on one mission or another. Scout base, protect that, blow this up, watch the forest. Are you any good in the woods?
I'm decent, but really, I'm much better once I get to destinations.
Fair enough. Man who knows his strengths. Man-like thing that knows his strengths. He looks up at you. You found him to be a fairly agreeable human in that, he really... Many humans are terrified. He's sort of a grizzly old veteran type dude where he's like,
nothing surprises
whatever.
him anymore.
Hey, Dragonborn. A dwarf. Dragonborn can set things on fire and burn them with acid.
Yes, my magic's a bit more precise than his.
Ah, the dwarf pipes up.
Oh yeah, you're still here.
Yeah,
Are you looking for a job?
I guess. If you've got any.
Marshmallow pants.
Off we go, marshmallow pants.
Yeah, Marc. Marc's like, Oh man, what was the thing that had me laughing so hard I couldn't breathe in the first day? I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember, but it was funny.
Hey, whatever it was, everyone was laughing, but I didn't get that far when I went to re-listen to the recording. But whatever it was killer.
Was that the thing that almost had me put coal out my nose?
Yeah, or something like that, and I was just like, I can't breathe. It's so funny.
It's the motto for Vandra. Badger on his dick.
And on your dick.
Badger on his dick. Grab your dicks and grab your sticks, or whatever it was. It might have been something like that.
Brad on your stick, hand on your dick.
There you go.
It may have been. Oh man, good times, good times. So he's like, so more precise, eh? Less to the blowing up, more to the
Control.
what? Ah, so you can
Finesse,
like
if you would.
finesse. Well,
I overtly look bored, like more bored than I actually am. I'm just like, oh, like I said.
You're trying to look bored.
He's trying to get to me.
he's trying to. Do you guys? Can I not put you guys in the same room? What's the story here?
No, we can be in the same room. No, that's fine. We spent many years bunking in the same room.
He's like, you're an odd match. I wouldn't have.
No, not like that. She's my sister.
That's even more confusing.
This is even more confusing to the poor.
That's why I said it that way.
He will need some Sour Patch candies to allay his confusion.
Please ask your friends to unlock the next chapter.
None for Ray. Ray has not the power of the DM.
I didn't want to.
Poor Ray.
He was like,
The card says wash the DM's car, not wash the thieves' car.
well, I
don't need a car. I just show up places.
So far, Marc's not being struck by lightning, and neither is John, so we're good. So yes, you're looking puzzled about the fact that you're calling her your sister, and then he just sort of like
I offer no more
he
explanation.
sort of shakes it off and says, "Whatever, I don't care." All right, show me something. We're gonna need something other than the dummy. The dummy, which is like scattered in pieces, lying around.
Use prestidigitation to put it back together.
I could.
Well, it is a suit of armor, so you may not be able to put a suit of armor back together.
Especially after it's been dissolved.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you did do quite the number on it.
It's been dissolved, set on, blasted apart by thunder, and then frozen, and then kicked by an
It's still good. It's still good.
Mage Hand will actually pick up anything weighing 20 pounds or less.
the suit of armor weighs more than 20 pounds.
Well, not-
your suit
Not
of
in
armor
pieces.
Not anymore.
Your suit of armor may weigh less than 20 pounds.
There's definitely a piece of armor that weighs around 20 pounds that you could lift if you wanted to.
If I wanted to. I'll just pick up the helmet and put it back on the charred remains. Yeah.
Right. He's like, okay.
And then I magic missile it.
He does not seem impressed by your magic missile. He's like, okay, that's pretty standard. I see most wizards do that. What else can you do?
I can do Thunder Wave.
What does that do?
It pushes things back.
He's waiting for it.
Hold the hell in the mage hand. Thunder Wave.
It's not great.
It's a dummy. It'll be fun.
11 versus Fort.
The shattered dummy, luckily for you, is not exactly imbued with the fortitude of fortitude. Wow, that's an interesting combination between second edition and fourth edition.
Yeah,
Fortitude.
Fortitude.
The fortitude of the dummy is not exactly super high.
So yes, it takes a little bit of damage
And
gets
blasts
pushed-
backwards.
Blasts backwards 1 square.
It goes much further back than John's thing just blasted it apart. Yours shoves it. He's like, okay, I see you can move things.
Yes,
That's useful.
it is.
Do you use that to like get things off of high shelves and stuff?
Yes. That is exactly what I use that for.
Maybe that's what he's for.
He's pretty useful for that.
He does look like he can get things off of high shelves.
Or put things onto high shelves. Pretend to grab like her staff. I don't actually. I pretend to grab her staff and I go, "Hey, Sport! I put it up here. Can you come get it?"
Being a jerk.
Do you play sports?
Yeah.
No.
Do the same with the legs.
She was the ball.
We don't really.
Hey, that's
need
my job.
We don't need a ball. I suppose I could find use for a team of wizards. He appears unsophisticated in the ways of magic.
Kara's having a good laugh at this.
I am.
An odd
wizard.
brother and sister duo of.
And I didn't even have to go to a fancy pants school.
That's because you're a hobo.
But he's a magic hobo.
Yes.
So I suppose you guys will be wanting separate rooms then, if you're brother and sister.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
weird.
preferably. Yes.
He's looking at it. He's like, I'm not sure I'm buying this story about the brother and sister thing. You're gonna shake this out.
They're weird dragonborn dwarven lovers. It's confusing.
Super awkward.
Yeah, she's my sister.
All right.
He
Well,
said it's trying to be convincing.
What he means is they've known each other since childhood. I mean, what he means is
They shared a womb.
they
Wait.
grew
Wait.
they grew up together. Ah, damn it.
You're bad at this, Dick.
yes. Where have you been in all this, Dick?
Standing
You've been sort of
aside.
standing in silence,
Laughing,
looking
watching
at
our
them, watching them.
shenanigans.
Pretty much.
What did you change your last name to?
Archer, isn't it?
No, it's
Richard Archer?
Bowman.
Oh, Bowman.
Richard Bowman.
It's gonna come up every session.
Yeah, 'cause I just wrote down.
I just start changing every session.
Bowman, Fletcher, Archer.
It has to do with arrows.
He's like,
Whittler.
what are you doing here anyway, Bowman? You've just been standing there in the shadows looking creepy.
I was just watching what they were up to. So every day you can see feats of magic being performed.
What did you think?
Yeah, definitely has some destructive capability.
And the other one can float a helmet. I guess that's good.
The dwarf's like, I hate you both.
She's not Scottish,
So much
remember?
hate.
She could clear debris off the path into town.
That's it. As long
Okay,
as
so we need a push broom and
and a dwarf.
a dwarf.
And a push dwarf.
Just wheel her like a push broom.
He's like, well, I don't know what they'll be to come up, but
Also.
probably have you newbies out all in the same group, maybe with some useful person. I don't know, we'll see. Something's bound to happen, especially during this friggin' festival. There's always some kind of shenanigans, or
Not a fan of the festival.
the festival's fine, it's just everybody knows about the festival, and they know things get a little bit slack around here because everybody's out drinking and eating their badger.
On a stick.
On a stick, off a stick. You had tried the badger, right? The badger's excellent.
It's delicious.
It's very good.
Yeah, most people don't appreciate a good badger on a stick, but here in Culberton, we do a good job with it. It's our speciality. Make sure he points out several badger on a stick merchants that he thinks are particularly good and gives you directions.
I take the remainder of that burnt parchment and write down the address.
Well, it's not so much addresses as
on the west side of town by Pete's place. Oh yeah, okay, all right. I got to check that out.
But yes, he gives you some instructions about various delicious badger on a stick vendors that you might find. He keeps a wary eye on the creepy Dick Bowman over there. He's like, all right, well, I better get back to my post. Bowman, you show them upstairs to 2 random rooms that aren't occupied.
All right, I can do that.
So, yeah, I don't care which ones. Just make sure nobody has them. I don't want to have to deal with some random drunk stumbling back from his...
We finally have a non-wood rapist.
He doesn't look like a wood rapist anymore.
Hooray! That's much better.
That's much better than a wood rapist.
He really looked so shady in that picture. He was like, yeah, come for your children.
I seriously need a scan of that so I can put it up on the actual, audio clip. This is...
Okay, that totally doesn't look like he has a charisma of 10. That's too good looking. You gotta...
That's why I made him so creepy.
Charisma 10 is standard, eh? You realize that it's like the...
It's not ugly.
Also, Christmas not just looks.
Peasants are not the prettiest people around.
Yeah, charisma is also presence.
Yes.
Hello, cat.
Yeah.
And...
Personality.
What?
Force of personality.
Yes, force of personality.
Wait, do you see the gnome? He's got an awesome hat.
Is his hat made out of a cat skull?
You do?
He's got an awesome hat.
That is awesome. I want to see
Now-
my
Hold on,
hat.
is that on the back of a sushi order?
Yes, it is.
Speaking of which, is everyone coming to sushi on Sunday?
Hell
I have
yeah.
a wedding on Saturday, a Portuguese wedding, so I'm probably going to be on a food coma most of Sunday.
Well, you can still...
I may show up, but there's no promise. That is an awesome hat.
I told you, awesome hat.
I like how it's just randomly on the sushi menu. Sushi order sheet.
Damn right.
Yes.
Awesome hat and all its awesome hatness.
Alright, continuing
So,
on.
yeah. So, well, you take them upstairs to 2 random unoccupied rooms. Nothing special is happening, but...
Yeah.
Now, just a quick question. The jail next door, does it have like a courtyard where they do physical activity, that kind of thing, like where they let them out of their cell for a short period of time?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing they do around
Because
here.
prisons are fancy.
Think about it more like a Wild West one where they're just locked up with a bunch of pig iron between them and the walls.
That is
It's like
exactly it.
yeah.
It's
It was worth
there's no
asking.
exercise.
This is a larger town,
Yeah,
so
but
I
it's
wasn't-
not exactly enlightened in the sense of
Also-
prisoner rights are next to non-existent.
You go
This
to a
place
work
is-
camp, remember?
You have the right to
Right.
survive until you get home.
Yes.
hanged.
There's some debate about that actually.
Debate about what?
The hanged versus hung thing. I don't know. Grammatically, it's odd.
Oh, Lord loves a hanging. That's why he gave us necks.
I don't know.
It's Evandra.
It's one of
It's Ren and
Evandra's,
Stimpy, damn it!
one of Evandra's creepy songs.
Okay.
So, anyway. No, there's no exercise yard. This is really, just like Jim described, it really is the kind of thing where it's like, this is the building where there would be a barred gate, and inside you would have maybe 1 or 2 cells, but definitely there'd be that's it. Like, prisoners are just stuck in there. They don't take them out to the exercise yard and give them an hour a day and, here's the weight machine and you get your conjugal visits. And it's enlightened, and the only really part of this society, like at this level of societal development, the thing that makes it enlightened is that there's a judge and that they didn't just kill him because he's a thief. Or presumed to be a thief because someone called him a thief.
Right.
It's one of those things where
Because some random ass
the guards probably are going around and looking for actual witnesses now. There's an actual judicial process, but prisoner rights are still pretty limited in this
Fair
case.
enough.
So this is all something you would do. So yes, you would be like, what? There's an exercise. What is this yard? That must be where the guards play football.
Dwarf ball.
Dwarf ball.
Dwarf
Yes.
ball.
With
Is
the-
they ever
dwarf
popular
toss.
sport?
yes. Dwarf tossing. Drax's favorite childhood sport.
Yep.
No, I didn't throw my sister much.
I just used her as a kickball.
No, I threatened to use her as a
Oh.
kickball. Joked about using her as a
Strong
kickball. I'm not that mean. Yet.
Yes. Not till he gets that sword.
I don't know about that sword yet.
That's true, you don't. Alright, let's cut back to Nerisatis and
Avandra.
Brilliant!
Avandra.
they're just sort of like bickering back and forth. I'm like, your name's not Avandra.
But it could be.
Yes, sorry, Jim is definitely not like the what's the word I'm thinking of?
goddess.
Avatar.
No, Avatar, that's the word. The Avatar of Avandra. Definitely not. They're first level paladin and also godly being of awesome power.
And also
You should also read my
tiefling.
background because I'm a half vampire, half werewolf, half dragon. Yes.
No, half
You're a 1.5 being.
Pixie.
No.
Pixie.
That's 150%.
Pixie.
Yeah.
Fairy,
And 100% man.
Oh my god.
He's all man, even though he's a
Not a
tiefling.
tiefling.
But tieflings can be men.
Nonsense.
They can't be men. They're just
Not by the D&D search for images.
they're just demons, dirty demons.
Dirty demons. Done dirt cheap.
God.
We can sing Ali's other favorite song.
No.
What is Allie's other favorite song? This is the song that...
No, that's definitely not her.
Lumps?
Husky demon lumps.
Check it out.
I wish we had a video of that. That was like
The scowl from hell.
demons there.
Good kill.
That's an intimidating factor of 8 right there.
That's
Also-
intimidation that was getting back down.
My God. Alli was only playing herself when she was playing Believe. It all makes so much sense. Anyhow, moving on.
So yes, cuts back to you guys. You're chilling out outside. The other people that you were briefly with have wandered away.
As is
crowd is-
want. Yeah, as is their want.
You do love some. You have respect for wandering.
Damn right.
Wandering. He loves some wandering.
I'm like the littlest Tobo, but as a tiefling.
The littlest tiefling?
I'm not little.
He's almost as tall as you are.
No, right, you're Mr. Tiefling.
Yes, Mr. Tiefling with the
Mr.
little...
Tiefling and the Mohawk of Avandra.
Perhaps in the future when he gains level, he may actually get his hair cut from the long, wavy locks of amazingness to a Mr. T.
There's no wind.
How does it even work?
I'm checking for magical influence. There's nothing to explain this.
This is pure.
It's a natural phenomenon.
It's a natural phenomenon.
So as you're standing there, basically the guards came. One of them came back out and briefly questioned you just about the events.
Yeah, give him everything that happened.
So yeah, nothing special. Nothing I'm going to role play through. Basically, he just came out. He got the details and got them from both of you.
And now he's leaving.
And then he wandered off to go find more people that may have seen anything, so that he can take statements for the magistrate. You're impressed by the level of
Due
law
process?
in this place, even though it's inconvenient for you at this time. Well, your guy respects.
As long as the law is not oppressing people or beating them into the ground or grinding them under their iron heel, my character, Xanian,
Or preventing them from wandering.
preventing him from wandering. Xanian has no issue with law. He will follow it, and he will not kill, maim, or whatever if it's against the law.
That would actually be like, you would wholeheartedly agree with the punishment, because locking somebody in a cell prevents them from wandering. That's got to be the worst punishment of all.
Yes.
Yes.
We're not that much on punishment, and putting someone in jail for a crime they committed is not hurting their freedom.
Well, it does, but that's deserved.
Yes.
I certainly hope it hurts their freedom. They definitely don't get to wander within the jail. Anyway,
Well, they just don't wander very far.
She's fine. She's alert and awake.
that's it. She's just thinking about the character she's going to roll up to join our session later.
Anyhow, keep it going.
If it lasts that long,
That would be impressive. So she's,
Over a campaign.
the guard wanders off. Basically, there's like one dude left in there who's just sort of like, man, I wish I could be out enjoying the festival instead of wandering around. You hear him bitching inside for a long time. He's just muttering back and forth. You hear the halfling inside yelling and generally complaining and saying that he's innocent and that also that his friends won't stand for him being held here and I'll be out today, just you see. Your walls can't hold me. And he's feebly shaking them. You're not impressed by the halfling.
No, I'm not. It's like being threatened by a mouse. What are you going to do, little mouse?
It's like being threatened by a mouse. That should be the tagline under halflings. It's not. Apparently they're civilized.
Anyhow, no, I'm just going to stay on guard outside for...
So you're chilling out and basically waiting for either the magistrate to show up or something else to happen.
Yep.
All right.
There's no point in me doing their job. I already caught the thief.
No, you didn't. Drax caught the thief.
It was a group effort.
Through the will of Avandra, he was
Correct.
caught.
Corellian may have made the thief appear, but Avandra ensured that he was caught.
It's a load of bullshit and you know it.
She's a salty priest.
She's very salty. The Satinblades are known for their direct measures.
And saltiness.
And saltiness.
So, Nerisatis, are you doing anything special, or are you just sort of standing guard with...
Go bust down the door of the nearest house.
I don't need
What
to
up,
pray right
bitches?
now.
I'm here to bring the love of the Lord!
No, I'm actually finishing my my latest prayer to Corellin.
Yeah.
Because, Avandra's useless. I'm praying to the true God.
So what are you praying for?
Praying that
If
we
you
get
pray hard enough,
the
GM might make it happen.
magistrate, we find him so we can bring this thief to justice.
Yes.
Swift, painful,
Painful justice.
That's the way to Satinblade
What
works!
justice always is. Swift and painful.
Swift and beautiful.
It's
Swift and beautifully painful justice.
Exactly.
Oh, listen, I think I can make him hit the F note. The perfect tone.
Mummy would be so proud.
Have you read about the Satinblades?
Yes. Yes, her family are like the...
Terrible.
One is an Avenger.
And one of them's an
Invoker. And they're like priestly super people of like awesome killing. They're like, well,
They're like if the Vatican had like assassins.
Yes.
They're a family of religious badasses.
A family of religious zealots. Can you
Yes.
get any worse?
And they go about the world bringing beauty and pain to others.
And swift and painful justice, apparently.
Beautiful, painful justice. That is swift.
That is. All right. Well, let's go back to Pock then, since they're basically standing guard. The Thieves Guild guy that you recognize has been basically dragged into that area. You don't notice anything terribly special going on, but one of the people that helped capture him, two of them, are standing guard outside of the guild.
Of the prison?
Of the prison, rather.
And the guards inside the prison?
There's a guard left inside. One of them has wandered off. You don't know where to.
Alright. So
Sorry,
basically,
I don't know if you want to do anything more, or if you just wanted to keep.
I'm gonna take it.
Bring him out.
No, she's still awake.
Make a suggestion.
No, I said I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna pop on from the side of the building and go. It's
A
nice,
gnome appears.
nice to see somebody hates halflings as much as I do.
A random racist gnome appears.
Does this gnome look like a thief?
Yes, he does.
Well, he doesn't have thief stamped on his forehead or anything like that. Or
But he is a
Wait,
gnome.
can I meta this? Can I meta this? No metaing?
No
No
metaing.
metaing the knowledge that he's a thief?
you
That
don't.
is
There's
also
nothing.
math.
Well, okay.
I'm joking. I know. Xanian will not immediately call someone a thief.
I don't know. He looks like a racist or a classist.
Classist for sure.
I am racist against
So you're pretty much saying someone who hates halflings as much as I.
You're like, Papa, you're like, what up, bitches? I also am a racist.
I'm afraid you may have me confused with another tiefling. My family is full of hatred, if you will. Perhaps towards halflings, I'm not sure. They have their own tastes.
my mistake. So what did you want with the halfling?
Well, he is a thief, and I need to find the Thieves Guild because of my business.
On a mission from
What
God.
business is this?
A mission from gods.
Gods.
Avandra requires me to retrieve something that they have stolen.
Huh. What's this worth to you?
Now that's a thiefy
The
question.
existence
This sounds like a thief!
of the existence of the rest of the realm. If what they have falls in the wrong hands, the realm may very well cease to be.
I love how he tells everybody. He's like, the world could be in peril. Do you know where the Thieves Guild is?
Now give me that rat on a stick.
Do you think the
badger.
Thieves Guild has the item you're looking for?
Yes, that is why I've captured a thief.
Yes, I am great.
I am the great Xanian
Of the Vicelord.
of Vicelord. Observe my hair.
Marvel at its greatness as it continues to flow.
There is no wind. There is no wind.
Just the
My hat
this
is
guy in the
far more
background.
awesome than your hair.
I figured out the hair. You've got demon lights that don't take each strand and weave it.
Anime hair.
Funny, huh? Yeah. The fate of the realm may rest in the balance, so yes, it's worth a lot to me.
It's worth a lot to you. So, if I were to help you guys, I would get compensated.
Well, you'd still be alive.
What my companion?
She's just been standing there quietly this entire time, like watching this happen. Well, you get to live.
What my companion means is it would be in the best interest of anyone to assist in the matter.
Well, I might actually be able to help you with this. The Thieves Guild has approached to me about joining them.
So then you are a thief?
I'm just a crafty businessman.
There you go.
I'm gonna roll insight on that one, please.
He's going to be their fence.
I'm fairly good at bluffing, so
Like, clearly, it must
Yeah,
be
seriously, get
What
these
is
two to
your,
roll off.
what is your bluff skill?
7.
Okay, and your insight is
9.
This should
All
be
right,
good.
roll it off,
Yeah.
guys. Come on.
Okay, so
That seems pretty legit. He looks like a pretty dude.
yeah, Matt, out of character. You rolled a 3. You rolled a 20.
I'm a legit businessman.
That hat looks totally legit.
Pass me that die.
It really is
There
that.
you go.
Nick, can you roll for me as
Well,
well?
I'm rolling for you.
And I just want to sit back. I won't say anything. To see how gullible Xanian really is.
So where did that die go? Did anyone see it?
yeah, it's right over there.
Beautiful man.
Are you going to see if she catches on?
Yep.
Yeah.
My insight changes.
Yep. I've got it written down.
You rolled a 20.
Seems legit.
You seem trustworthy.
So they've approached you for, as they like to call it, protection money.
What was your bluff? Sorry, it was
What? My bluff is 7.
Yeah.
With that fine hat, I would
He's
believe
got a
it.
27. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are like, oh, that legit businessman being roughed up by the Thieves Guild. The dastards! I love it.
I just don't want them to hold me back.
Yes. What do you deal in?
It's tiny shoes, isn't it?
Money. Whatever gets me money.
Ah, a true tradesman.
I deal in money.
Very well.
I'm a bank.
Then you know how to meet the Thieves Guild so that we can arrange something with them?
A business transaction, if you will.
Your mace in their face is not a business transaction or model that they would appreciate.
Well, they won't have any chance to appreciate it because my mace will be in their face.
Might take me a while because I don't actually know where they are, but I see a lot of halflings all over town.
Didn't you just say that you hate halflings?
He's very racist and focused on halflings, you notice.
Just because a person is of shorter stature, like yourself, does not necessarily make them a thief.
No, but it does make them tight.
Just the irony of this situation is amazing.
He's like, not all thieves are bad. I don't know, these halflings look like dirty thieves.
I've never met a halfling that's not a thief.
It's funny because it's true.
Fair enough. Very well. Set up a meeting. We will accompany you, and we will try and make these thieves see the light and the error of their ways.
Oh, yes. So much light they will see.
Without causing them bodily harm.
Hey,
Why can't you ever let me have any fun?
seeing
Because your
stars
fun
is
involves
funny.
murdering people.
Not murdering, comatosing them. Comatosing.
Comatosing.
They're not dead.
Yes.
They're used to sleep for a very long time.
So they can leave beautiful corpses.
Krellin appreciates it.
Why are you smiling, Zoe?
She understands.
You're drooling all over mommy, too.
Yes, you are.
So, yes.
Oh yeah.
Make a contact with your ruffians that are trying to extort you, and we will deal with them. Good businessman.
Good racist halfling. Good racist dwarf.
I almost forgot. My name is Xanian Vicelord, Paladin of Evandra. This is my companion, Nerisatis. It's actually supposed to be difficult for us to pronounce it because it's
Eladrin.
Eladrin fancy name.
Ooh.
Yes.
You're supposed to have like Nerisatis. Exactly. Whereas we just say Nerisatis, there's supposed to be all these hidden fucking notes behind it. So Nerisatis. I butcher your name.
The Almighty.
Taoist! Thank you! Thank you!
And I am the great Pock Greenburrow, and I take my hat off.
Flourish with the hat and everything.
Nice.
He seems very legit.
He seems.
He seems trustworthy.
He's very trustworthy.
Oh, it's legit.
And then I just disappear.
That was a beautiful cloud of smoke. You can learn a thing or two from him.
I think he's a thief!
Wow, what a multi-talented businessman he was.
Whatever it takes to make money.
Yep.
He's quite versed in wizardry.
Oh, I guess we could use a pair of wizards. So, Xanian, as you're discussing with your new friend here, the halfling, you start to notice, not the halfling, the gnome rather. You start to notice, what's that? It's a halfling over there. There's one over there. And one over there. There is a sudden large influx of halflings in the area. They're all sort of standing nonchalantly close to the jail.
Do I notice?
Are any of them snapping their fingers or flipping coins?
None of them are snapping their fingers. You have no idea. You are blatantly oblivious to all things, apparently.
Me? Yeah.
You're too busy reeling.
That was perfect. You're blatantly oblivious. Huh? Me?
Am I the one that's oblivious?
What if I streetwise would count in a city.
Nerisatis, prepare your weapon. It seems as though we may have to deal with some of those halflings. The gnome was speaking about.
This is before you have a chance to throw a
There are
smoke bomb and run
halflings
away
here?
or anything.
There, but look down.
Oh God!
Oh God! They're everywhere!
Oh, really?
They're in my shirt! They're in my hair! They're in my hair!
Yeah, so Xanian will draw his sword. He was leaning on it, remember? So he's just going to pull it out of the ground.
Okay.
Hold it. It's
You're just sitting there. Just a paladin. Guarding the door with his sword. The gnome has his back to all the halflings.
I did inform Neri in a rather not quiet voice to ready her weapon just in case these halflings are
This
the
is
ones
true.
that I'm speaking of.
Halflings. You sense them now. Now that
smell
he's
them.
mentioned
You
it.
smell
You
them.
smell their dirty halfling blood.
I have halfling scent. Sense, I mean.
Sense halfling. You smell their dirty halfling blood. No,
Pretty shorty senses anyway.
At least you only have to spend half a talent.
I can automatically detect anybody under 4 feet tall in a 40-mile radius.
Well, that would be a powerful talent. Because it's always going off. You're like, halfling! Oh no, that's a kid. Halfling! Oh no, that's a kid.
That's me.
That's me again. There's a halfling right behind me. Oh wait.
It's me out of that box.
So yes, you notice there are a couple of them, but they're not doing anything yet. It's pretty crowded, but like now that you see them, they're sort of starting to drift in more and more numbers.
I give a knock on the door just to the side to get the attention of the guard.
You hear snoring from inside.
Is the door locked?
No, it's not locked.
Stay guard. I'm going to go and wake up the guard. No wonder they can't keep a thief. I'm gonna walk in.
Okay, you go in. Do you want to pray?
That's my job, damn it.
No, that's hers.
I would like to
I
take
only-
this time to
And he
convert
did
the
knock,
halflings.
so no, he isn't intending to pray.
Nick, while he's inside, I want to take this time to try to convert the halflings.
You're just
You're
gonna
gonna
wall
stop.
talk
You're
one
gonna
of
start
those?
like preaching.
Yes.
They're trying to be like not drawing any attention to themselves.
Yep.
While gathering
You're
those. You're just gonna be
draw
like,
attention.
"Have you heard of Corellian?"
So who are you? Are you speaking to the crowd in general? Like there is a fair it's still a busy time. It's drifting towards evening, but like there's still a festival going on, and it's sort of encroaching on the area. It's just you now notice like there's a larger percentage of halflings in the crowd than you would expect.
Yeah, picture yourself.
Who
being on,
looks like the
Spark
lead
Street
halfling?
during,
There's no one that looks like a lead halfling. It's not like there's one halfling who's 2 feet taller and has a big hat or anything. Like there's no. They're clearly trying to be inconspicuous and standing in the crowds and just sort of like, I'm eating a badger on a stick. I'm reading on a wall.
He's eating that badger on a stick far too slow to be enjoying it.
Suspicious. But yeah, they're all part of the crowd. Like they're not. It's not like there's a cluster of halflings over there. There's just a crowd which contains a large volume
Okay, never mind
for
that.
halflings. And so, but you could preach to the crowd if you wanted.
Might as well.
You could just
Yeah.
like soapbox and be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard of the majesty of Corellian? He's pretty
You
awesome."
feel like that annoying guy in front of the keep in Skyrim there, or those guys in front of the bomb in Fallout 3.
Where they're like,
Sons of the Atom.
what's the guy in Skyrim say though? It's
All about Talos.
yes. He's always there, like rambling on about how great Talos is, and you're just like, I wish I could kill you.
I did,
Yeah.
and I got away with it the first time.
But the second time, some meddling kids caught you.
Yeah, I'd have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those middling kids.
Are you gonna soapbox or not?
Yeah, I'll soapbox.
So I don't know if there's a skill that you would. That would
Probably diplomacy in all
Diplomacy.
honesty.
Is that's about the most relevant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or religion.
What about religion?
Yeah, there is a religion skill, but I was
I'd
thinking.
still say
bluff.
something. It has to be something charisma.
No, gods exist in this world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bluff for sure.
If you said, the puppet god will kill you, and it's not a real god, that's bluff. If you've done research and found out there is an ancient puppet
religion
god.
skill.
Yeah, but that's knowledge.
Knowledge of religion.
Like that would be like if you
Diplomacy
needed
is
to
like
get
talking to
into
people
a
or talking to a
theological
crowd.
Yeah.
Not lying. just
Diplomacy is
talking.
Diplomacy. I mean, when
Yeah.
diplomats do, they
Do
talk to large
diplomacy check
clouds.
out.
Yeah.
Diplomacy.
Take the baby.
But she's falling.
Makes the baby do a diplomacy check.
Take the baby.
Falling asleep. There, mommy.
Yeah.
Roll the
I
baby.
can't roll. I can't roll the babies. Oh,
Are you sure? Jim just tried.
and Jim failed.
I'm supposed to roll baby. You're supposed to bounce them.
13.
13.
Total.
Yep.
All right. Well, you managed to ramble on about Corellian for a little bit. You sort of legitimize your presence outside the temple, or outside of the jail, to a certain extent at least. But nobody really seems to be stopping to listen. You're not inspiring the masses with your words.
They have their god already. They're good.
Their god is wrong.
They already heard about Evandra.
I gave at the office.
All right, so you walk into the jail, and yep, you see the guard.
Watch Mark's head.
Never.
You see the guard with
Back to
his
that.
feet up, leaning back in his chair, sort of.
Is the halfling still in his cell?
Yes, the halfling is still in the cell.
I will.
He's still making a ruckus about how he's going to break out of here, and you guys aren't going to know what hit you. And once he sees you, his ranting sort of steps up a notch, and he's like, your boss can't hold me. I'm the great Kipper. He's going on.
Shall I remind him that I intimidated the fuck out of him last time?
Which to the point where he almost pissed himself. I don't know. Whatever you want to do is good.
He's not worth my time.
Roll
I'm going to
intimidate.
just walk over to the guard and nudge him awake.
The guard awakens. He seems confused.
You were asleep, and there are halflings outside that seem as though they want to free this scoundrel.
There are halflings outside. What? He's still waking up. Huh?
Be prepared to defend your prisoner.
Defend him? I don't know if I want to do that.
Would you rather he escape?
Rather that than what?
Would you rather he escape with the halflings that have come to free him?
Well, that or what?
Be a lot of paperwork.
What's the alternative?
No, yes, exactly. That's what he's saying. Like, I prefer what? Like, what are my options? Here?
Either you defend him, or he will go free.
How many halflings did you say?
How many did I see?
A band.
It's hard to say. You can't quite. I mean, you saw several halflings, but there are halflings.
Exaggerate it.
What is the term for a group of halflings?
Yeah, I was thinking. It's
A west side.
What's that?
west side of it.
A Broadway.
We're like cutting that in now.
What side of the halflings on?
The west side. The murder of crows, gaggle of geese, a west side of apples. Okay, you guys, when you animate this, you totally have to make just like a little animation that every time we say like halflings, it just cuts to them.
Or actually, no, that when Jim finally sees all the halflings, he imagines them like,
My God, the dance fight! I've been preparing for this.
I'm wearing my
I'm
gloves.
a peacock. Let me fly.
Snap.
You learn to dance ballet ironically.
Yeah, to make fun of the fag down the street.
That was like everything out of Wahlberg's mouth in that movie was good. Anyhow, I'm going to inform you. There's a bunch. There are a lot of them.
There are at least like 6 or 7 half.
Yes.
You should
Half
have
a
said there was
dozen.
21.
Then he'd flee. There are half a
He already
dozen.
seems inclined to flee. 6 halflings. Okay, he seems less intimidated now. He's like, well, they won't be able to break in here. This door is reinforced wood,
I mean, all three of them make like 3 people.
and they're halflings. I'm not that worried. We should be fine.
They're crafty hobbits. I mean halflings.
I think I can see where that
You have obviously never dealt with thieves. Good day, sir. I will step outside.
He closes the door. You hear it locking behind you.
At least there's that.
You don't expect much help from the quarter of the guards.
Like I said, incompetent.
Don't even know what the Thieves Guild is. Losers.
Exactly. Back in Red Solace, as terrible as it was.
Was there a Thieves Guild in Red Solace?
It was run by us, but yes.
So you always knew where it was.
Exactly.
It was
Thieves by Vicelord. Torturers by Vicelord. Everything back.
We muscled out all the competition.
Legit businessmen.
Bye, Vicelord.
Totally.
So yes,
I.e. lawyers.
Nerisatis is standing outside. What are you doing, legit businessman, while you hear her preaching about the awesomeness that is Corellian?
I have wandered off though since.
No, you just before you wandered off,
Yeah.
before you threw your smoke bomb and jokingly disappeared, he pointed out that there was a gathering of halflings behind you.
West side.
A west side of halflings is behind you. So you didn't. As you were about to wander off, that's when he noticed and let you know.
I'll get back to you on the meeting with the Thieves Guild. I need to go do some work.
No worry. It seems the Thief Guild has come to us. We won't be needing your services, legit businessman.
So yes, you notice as you start to move towards the crowd that the west side of halflings sort of shuffles in the crowd towards you.
I don't try to avoid them.
You're just gonna.
You're just gonna walk right towards them.
Someone's about to get shanked. Mm-hmm. Anyone seen the
It's a circle of dwarf destruction. I mean,
sanctuary?
Yeah. No, I actually should avoid them.
I believe you said your character had streetwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, these are nefarious-looking halflings that, if you wandered into a crowd with them, would probably stab you in the kidneys multiple times, since you know they are trying to kill you. All right, this is what your streetwise sense is tingling in your head. It tells you the following information.
Yes.
Halflings in crowd want to kill you. Do not go to them.
I wander off in the opposite direction.
The halflings
try
are
to
shuffling.
sneak off.
The halflings are shuffling toward, as you're wandering, they're moving through the crowd
To intercept you.
to intercept you. And so you're like, So it's sort of like a game of you're walking and not looking at them, and they're walking and not looking at you. But you both know
This is the equivalent of Assassin's Creed, and someone made a beeline for you, and you started walking away, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna try and catch
You're
you."
like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Like you're on a string almost.
I try to lose them in the crowd.
That's what I'm saying. You can't get to the crowd.
Okay.
They're on the edge of the crowd. There's the group of halflings is moving.
There's a
towards
fence
you.
of halflings. They're trying to close around you so that they can shank you like in a prison cell.
All right.
But now can he use his sort of smoke
Oh,
thing?
wait a second.
Actually, have a smoke bomb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do you have a smoke bomb?
Does it look like the legitimate businessman is about to get roughed up by the ruffians?
You're not quite as streetwise as he is. You don't you see them moving. He's moving and they're moving. But you don't really get a sense of
Perhaps they walk like pigeons.
They're subtle. They're subtle, these halflings. But no, you don't get the sense that he's about to get roughed up.
All right. I made up my post then. Watching the halflings.
Yes, they do seem to be moving back and forth in there a little bit oddly. What is going on over there? And the legit businessman is sort of hovering on the edge of the crowd. He looks a little wary.
Trying to figure out what the best course of action to get away from them would be.
Well, while you try to figure that out, let's cut back to the other three. You guys have been shown to your rooms by Dick. Drax, your room looks out over the front. There's a nice little window out to the out to the west side.
I have a quick glance out the window, see if I can, hey, can I see my friends from here? You know what I mean?
You can see him. He stands out like crazy. He's
Giant red-skinned demon.
red skin, full plate armor, big sword which he's holding sort of like this, and there's sort of like a clearing in front of him which she is preaching in.
All right, so from my point of view, he's guarding her from the people that probably want to attack her because of all of her preachiness.
I see John. John the man is a little bit carried into John the Dragonborn.
All right, well, it's not late enough in the day for me to decide to retire to my room. So now that I know where it is, I think, and now that we know we've checked in with the rangers and whatnot, we might as well head back out and meet back up with them.
All right, Kara, your room doesn't look out over the thing. It looks out over the courtyard.
It is in fact a
over
bathroom.
all the bits of
the shattered, melted, blasted by lightning and ice and fire, and lifted by a mage hand. And also
that's
blasted
what
by
really
thunder.
put the finishing touch on it.
Blasted by thunder as well. Double blasted by thunder. Yeah, so you see that there's a surly recruit sweeping up the remains of your guys' destruction in the back.
If only he had mage hand.
If only he had mage hand, yes. He too could sweep up all the recruit stuff very easily.
The pieces of randomly put them away.
Yes, the novice armorer might have to put all that shit back together.
But yes, now that we're settled in, I would like to go check on that halfling.
The halfling? Alright.
Kipper.
Yes, the bastard.
Jerk.
So you're going to see if you can get into.
Have you told the story about him to anybody at this point? I don't think you have.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, Dick, are you gonna head back with them?
Yeah, Dick.
Yeah.
You
His
did
name is
ask
Dick. What do
me
you want?
about it.
I know.
It's not my fault. His name is Dick. Barr.
So do you head back with them, Dick?
Yeah, Dick. Do you?
Seriously, Dick.
Quit dicking around.
You gotta stop being such a dick. That's Dick's job.
Allow me to read up on my dictionary.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna head back out.
You're gonna head back out there with them. All right. Then you guys saunter up. Your friends from before saunter up from next door with the creepy looking ranger dude and the Dragonborn and his weird sister.
Yes. Excellent. So glad of you to join us. I take it you're here to defend the Kipper from being, or the halfling from being stolen?
oh, is that what you were doing? I thought you were protecting her from people who'd want to, shut her up from all her preaching.
Why would I do that?
Good point.
Well, that was polite. I don't know. Conflict. I will disengage.
Yes, I would prefer that he remains in jail.
Our friend here, where did he go? The businessman. Where is he?
He's still sort of shuffling back and forth, trying to get into
like-
the crowd. You don't know what he's doing. It's like he's doing an odd dance.
The gnome here, named Frogger. Sorry. Our gnome friend here, Pock, is a businessman, and apparently the Thieves Guild has been trying to muscle in on his business. Now,
Does he look like a businessman?
He does not look like a businessman.
He's got a fancy hat.
He's got a fancy hat.
I have an insight score.
Your insight score is not enough to look at somebody and be like, he's not a businessman.
Alright.
That's not how insight works.
Yeah.
But it should be.
You can.
Would that be more of a... No, anyway.
It would be an insight if he were actively trying to convince her or something like
Right.
that. It's like, that is definitely the skill, but your insight beyond the obvious, like there's nothing.
I'm not lying
I have
to you.
no reason to be suspicious.
Nothing
of this
about
point
him
in time.
screams
He's
businessman.
not carrying a giant protest sign saying, I'm a thief.
Yes.
Right. And it's not the sort of thing where if he had like a giant two-handed sword across his back, you might be like, are you sure he's not a barbarian?
Yes.
Right? But he just looks like a dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got daggers.
Yeah.
in my pants or whatever.
I hope that's a dagger in your pants. Yes.
You just have to see it.
but yes,
Both.
our friend who is waddling through the streets has warned us that the Thieves Guild is after him, and it seems as though the halflings he spoke of are trying to make their way towards the halfling we have captured.
So how loud are you saying all this?
Just so they can hear me. Okay. I'm not pronouncing it to the world!
You're like, yes! Those halflings there! They're the thieves, the dirty bastards!
Because at this point, do they just want to recruit me or do they want to kill me?
You ignored them. They want to kill you.
Yeah, they were like, join our thieves guild.
Or else.
And you were like, bitch, please, and just kept stealing stuff, thinking they were just you. Sea salt and lime. No, thank you, sir. And they sent a hit squad to your house. Which, remember, at the start of the thing, they sent a hit squad to your house, and you're like,
But if I told them I changed my mind, would they stop trying to kill me and try?
You don't know them very well. It might work. But they may be vindictive enough to just kill you because they offered you the opportunity to join the Thieves Guild, and you were like, whatever.
It also might not be their call. These might just be the guys sent to kill you, and they don't really care why.
Yeah.
Because what I'm thinking is I'm just not sure if I want to try it. But
Well,
actually,
Give it a shot.
I'm going to use ghost sound to whisper so only they can hear.
Sorry, what's ghost sound?
It's
Gnome ability.
Gnome ability. Basically, I can make loud noises, soft or loud noises happen from other places, or I can whisper and make sure only a select few group of people can hear me.
I can do that with magic.
Sure you can.
And I'm going to tell them that I was mistaken about joining your guild, and if they can provide a distraction, I can and get the guard and everybody away from the jail. I can I can get in and get their friend out.
So you're just whispering to the thieves and being like, hey, if you guys provide a distraction, I can free your friend.
As to show that there are no hard feelings.
Okay.
There you go.
The thieves, you see them sort of. They look at you. And they're standing in the crowd. And they're like, And when you see one of them nods at you. The rest of you, well, you alerted them to the fact that there was a west side of halflings lurking in the woods.
So to continue that conversation. So Xanian, what you're saying is that we'll be using this businessman friend of yours as bait?
No, he just was kind enough to point out the halflings, and it seems as though, very obvious, they're right there in the group.
Cat Blanche.
Hey, I know you're not used to being picked up that way, so I won't.
What was I saying?
I'm used to picking up my mom's cats
Well, I was
just by
going to
the
say
scruff of their
that
neck.
I'm not very perception, so until you actually went like that one there and that one there, I'm like,
Oh, the halflings.
Yes. The halflings have come to free their friend, more than likely. We have to prevent this from happening, because we need to find out where the Thieves Guild is.
why don't we let them take their friend and follow them?
Are you good at following them? I'm in plate and very obvious.
I'm also a little obvious.
Yes.
But
Giant dragon!
maybe your businessman friend is not.
My businessman friend is over there right now, not within earshot of us, and probably more about business than anything sneaky like that.
Ah, all right then.
So I'm assuming they nod and stop trying to.
They appear. They're just sort of standing there. They nod at you and sort of part a little bit so you can go into the crowd.
So I disappear into the crowd.
Okay. So the businessman friend you just indicated, he's not there anymore. You don't see him. He's vanished into the crowd. You're like, a gnome. That one right there. Where did he go?
You'll be sorry.
You'll be sorry. Then you hear all of a sudden a sort of a whistling sound, and you notice several of the halflings are starting to swing slings.
I raise my shield and inform everyone that they should probably get ready to get hit by rocks.
You should be ready to be hit by rocks now.
I would rather not be hit by rocks.
Defend yourselves!
Halflings are on the move.
I put my back to the front door of the jail, and just so that I can get a better view. But I mean, all I'm doing is standing there
Yes.
as defensively as one can without a shield or any form of defense.
I stand behind the Paladin.
That is wise.
Not difficult to do.
Not difficult to do at all. All right, everyone roll initiative.
This is my initiative.
I don't know.
Oh, 3. Okay, there we go.
Jim, are you sure you're the Paladin?
Yeah.
Is that cleric roll's cleric
Is
initiative?
supposed to be higher
Yep.
than this, but oh well.
If I'm not first, I will be very surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you roll?
19.
Wow.
Prepare yourself! Defend yourselves! Oh! And the paladin just goes in like, where'd our wall go?
Come back, wall, come back. We need you. We need your help.
Who will walk for us if you're not there?
I was just thinking if I ever needed for is it like a tower shield that Jim has?
No, it's
a heavy
it's a heavy shield.
It's a heavy shield. I could just grip the shield and hold on to it while you use it.
Yes, you could turtle using that shield.
You need to do the map, Nick?
No, it's a pretty simple layout at this point. I think we're not going to need. I don't feel like disturbing the entire thing because it's basically just like you guys are backed up a little bit and the halflings are right in front of you. We don't need to be too. Because we'd have to move all the crap and the mic and the laptop, and if it gets too confusing, we'll set up the battle grid. But next time, I think what we should do is set the battle grid on the table underneath.
Yeah.
That way, we won't have quite as much problem.
And there's always a pillar in the middle of the battlefield for some
There's
reason.
always a giant pillar of Corellian / Evandra, depending on who you talk to.
Brilliant.
Giant pillar of Drax.
Maybe Nick wants barbecue.
I will try one.
It's good.
Oh, cool.
I disagree.
Awesome.
At this point, the GM is writing things down, and we can't really do much, so it's been very quiet.
Yes. Here's the halflings.
Okay, not gonna be rolling that
So, Mark, you're happy with the ranger design?
Wargrave Fist is good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Ray, you're happy with Pock, who is
Yes.
backstabbing the crew already?
Yep.
Who says I would? Who says I am?
We're defending the guy. You're getting ready to bust him out of jail.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Doesn't mean he's necessarily what he's going to do. He just didn't want to get murdered by a bunch of fucking halflings in the street.
You're gonna make him look weak.
Being murdered. would
I
make him
bluff a
look-
lot. Who says I'm telling the truth?
I haven't heard any of it, so
Yes. No,
I haven't heard any truth from him either.
Not that you know that.
I know.
And I mean, a chance to slaughter halflings?
Yeah.
You could pass that up.
No sane person. I hear you hate halflings as much as I do. I'm
right.
high.
That's why you didn't join the Thieves Guild. There's too many damn halflings.
That's probably it.
Everyone that approached him was a halfling.
it's like, join the Thieves Guild. What do I look like, a halfling?
It is very halfling centric.
No, I hate you.
They have a height requirement.
Check out the railing on your deck.
That's where the hot top's going to go.
Yep.
Sorry.
We lost
Realize
it
my age matches.
in a bar fight.
It fell.
In the bar.
My age matches my
You lost
height.
him a chance.
Yep. We still have we still have the rest of the deck
Are you putting it on the deck or
on the deck.
on the deck?
Are you extending the deck?
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't bother to write mine in apparently.
Right to the wall, and then the wall is disappearing.
Well, it's not disappearing. It's being shaped.
Which is still
Yeah.
very
We're getting
for
a bunch of earthbenders in here, and
for halfling.
just get Whistle to do it.
Yes. Whistle would be.
Though he
awesome.
makes very bad bars.
Shoot some wood bed.
He's only
Well,
12. You're
You know,
a
you know
jerk.
how to hold the earthbenders, right? You put them in a giant place with nothing but earth. It's
Yeah, and
infallible.
one torch.
A torch.
Yeah.
Yes, for the fire.
Yes.
And that torch should not be defended.
No.
It should be on Earth.
With two guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it takes 6 earthbenders to move one measly rock.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
they must dance for at least 5 minutes.
Yes.
Are we
yes,
nerd
they
raging
must.
against the movie again?
Yes. When are we not nerd raging against that piece of shit?
That was a pretty
When
good.
are we
I mean,
not nerd
Dragon
raging
Ball
against
was
the
a
movie in
downright
general?
awesome movie compared to
I didn't
that.
see that movie, so I consider myself lucky.
You
You're
are
very lucky.
You are.
Yeah.
It raped Avatar.
The casting alone made me weep.
Yes, the diverse group of heroes changed to a bunch of white kids.
Yes.
My dad's like, hey, should I buy that on DVD? Like, no.
I think you know what? I think I would actually watch Sharknado again rather than watch.
You never even got through it the first time.
I think I would watch it again.
What's Sharknado?
You know.
No. We're not getting into this. We're not getting into. And it's a tornado that literally picks up sharks and throws it at people, and the shark goes nom 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 and eats you.
And the water?
What?
And it also bounces off the ground and shatters the ground.
And fills a house with water, but when they open the door, no water comes out, and then the house bursts of water.
Why would you even bother trying to watch that?
Because it was fantastically terrible.
Because it would be better than
In an
Avatar.
Evil Dead kind of way, or
Yes.
Jim, in
Yes.
Somebody cuts a shark in
19
half
for
with a
Xanian.
chainsaw.
19 roll or 19?
Not even that.
19,
He actually goes
I have
into
no
the
bonus.
shark and then cuts open the belly
Yes.
and pulls out the girl who's eaten 20 minutes earlier by the same
It's
shark.
Neri.
almost, but not quite.
Yes.
Initiative.
8.
Cleric initiative.
Yep.
Dick?
Dick?
18.
High five! Drax?
Nice, robust 12.
Better than your normal rolls. 5.
16. Not bad for a wizard.
12.
Yeah, but he's also
Really?
rolls on dummies.
And that's with a plus
Yes, you
3.
can pwn. What? Did you use your daily, John?
No, it's an encounter.
Did you use your daily?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
Because I was going to laugh at you if you had on that
No,
dummy.
He only used encounter powers on the dummy.
Thank goodness.
He was not himself a dummy. I'm sitting there with the monster manual open. John's like, I'm gonna blow my daily on a dummy. I use it on myself. No, turns out not an idiot.
I had more than enough impressive powers without using my daily. Unlike some people.
I didn't bother using an encounter power. I didn't feel it was necessary.
Yeah, they were so impressed.
They were like,
you really
"Nah,
it wasn't necessary.
You lifted that helmet like a boss. And also, the lightning blast thing was impressive, I guess.
That was mine.
Well, she
I also had a thunder.
She had like a thunder blast or something. And it knocked the dummy back.
out of your
Thunderwave.
ice thing.
Thunderwave. And Pokemon that just paralyze.
It does.
Okay, what now?
Pokemon.
No. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, we're a bunch of nerds.
Yep.
I
want to
be the very
Don't sing.
Oh.
Gotta catch them all.
Was it Herman Cain that quoted from the
Yes.
Pokemon
Yes.
movie?
It was
What?
glorious.
Which movie?
I don't know. There's more than one?
Yes.
There's a couple of them.
Anyway, he quoted something from like the theme
He's like,
song or
the
something.
Pokemon movie song says the following, and he rambled on about whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah. He was using it in a political stump speech when campaigning for president.
It was great.
Well, I think
Well,
campaigning
it was
for
in the primaries.
nomination.
Yeah, the nomination for the primaries, but if you win the primaries, then you are campaigning to be president. So.
Yes.
He didn't win the primaries, did he?
No, not close. He dropped out and then became a regular on the Daily Show with hilarious effect.
So yes,
My
Drax,
impression of
you're sort of
Marc.
standing there with your back to the wall, and all of a sudden, the two of the halflings with wearing slings
They let loose.
step out of the crowd, and both of them launch rocks at you. What's your reflex?
Reflex 12.
You are hit by some rocks.
Ow!
It's actually 1d4. Or actually 1d6 instead.
Okay, how much damage is that?
Let's see. Rocks are actually pretty painful from the looks of it. So it's two attacks against you here.
Okay.
One hits you for 6, and one hits you for 7. God. You are smacked by some rocks. So I'll just rough out so you guys have a basic idea. But basically, what it looks like is...
There we go.
Oh, and on a side note, when we did initiative because I wandered off into the crowd.
Yeah, you're still in the area. Like
Am I still visible?
You're presumed to have stealthed at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
I will be making a stealth check at some point to see if you are actually successfully stealthed. But you're trying to blend into the crowd and then sort of like circle around and still be in the area, basically. I presume.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Now, how far down do you go before you're bloodied? Is that under half, or it is under half?
Yep.
Yeah.
My bonus is now applied.
Oh, jeez.
How many hit points do you have?
25. And I just took
These
13 points.
These things do 1d6 plus 4. They actually
Hurt quite a bit.
hit fairly hard.
Yeah, I can tell.
So too many of you guys have damn J's in your name. I'm like, J for Jim. Oh, no. J for John. No. Oh, J for Jen. No.
Jen has a G.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Go.
Damn Jen with your English-sounding name.
It's DJENN.
Jen.
Jen.
Like
Django.
like Jin or Django. All right.
It's a G.
Or you could do like DZH, like, what was his name there? The Boston Bomber
How many
dude.
times can you do that?
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Twice.
Twice?
Okay, so
Jokar.
yes.
Jokar Sarnaya.
Well, only one of you has an X, so you can be X.
Yeah, you could just go with character names. That should do
That's
it.
what I think.
Yeah. That
And
should
who
have
said they were going behind the paladin?
I
I'm going beside the paladin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck this hiding bullshit.
I'm not hiding, but I'm wishing that I had.
They went for the most obvious threat. You see this guy like whipping rocks. He looks right. Tiefling looks left. Dragonborn. Tiefling. Dragonborn. You know what? I'm gonna hit the Dragonborn. I don't want that Tiefling coming after me.
Well, no, they're looking at you. They're like, rocks bounce off metal. I'll hit the dragon.
Does he have metal? I've got metal abs. Oh, I have a metal abs. Don't help. Down goes Drax.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty beat up.
Yeah, that actually did hit you pretty hard.
Encounters are made to be challenging.
Fair enough. Hey, at least we're in town. You can drag me off to a clinic or whatever afterwards.
Yeah. All I'm picturing now is, looks like he's on his way dead. I'm not dead yet. Better loot his stuff. I'm not dead yet. Dibs on the staff. I hate you all.
Bring out your dead, but I'm not dead.
You'll be stone dead in a minute. I feel happy. Fuck.
Yeah, you guys are in a sort of a pretty tight formation in the front here, and the halflings are sort of just arrayed in the crowd in sort of an arc in front of you.
They should get closer together.
Do we know how many
They should get closer together.
Not
They
yet.
should walk around in
I
formation.
mean, it's hard to tell. Like, some of the halflings could be just halflings in theory, right? Two of them have been swinging slings and shot rocks at you. The others haven't done anything.
Are there
overt
any
yet?
like near them? Because I should be able to tell at least how many were approaching me that were at least clustered together.
Yeah, like there were
Saying there are others hidden
4
in
or
it.
5 moving around,
Yeah,
and at least one of them nodded at you, kind of thing. You got a sense of a couple of them,
yeah.
not all of them, but
The next ally. Whoever's next to hit that person.
so yes, basically, this is the basic array of how you guys are set up. The arc is the crowd.
Yep.
The arc is the crowd,
Okay.
and you guys are all there by name.
And about how many squares are they away from us?
Not too far, but 4 or 5 squares away from you guys at this point.
So
Okay.
15, 20 feet.
Yeah.
Any of them that are really close to each other?
Two of them that are hucking rocks are right beside each other.
Okay.
They're the two most off to the left of that diagram. Again, the others you're not quite certain. They haven't acted yet, but they're arrayed in an arc to prevent escape.
I'm going to go for the ones that have already attacked because they're obviously not innocents.
Yes, they are clearly not friendly.
The one.
So let me just actually
19.
go over the initiative order. It should be you next. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to divine challenge one of them that hit the poor Dragonborn.
Okay, so we'll just say it's this guy here. Number one is these two over the left are the ones that.
Yeah. And I'm going to try and step between the two of them so that they're both within swinging distance.
So what's your movement range?
5.
5 squares.
5 squares.
Okay, I was like, well, they're 4. Okay, yeah, I get it. So you how does your divine challenge work?
Burst of 5, one creature in the burst. They get marked. If they don't attack me, or if they try and run from me and not attack me, they take damage.
Okay.
Sorry.
And also they get -2 to attacking anyone other than him.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, if it doesn't attack anyone, it doesn't get hurt. But if it attacks anyone but me,
Yes.
It gets
they
hurt.
have to attack.
if they're going
If
to
they
attack.
attack you, they have. If they attack you.
Yes.
Or they take 2 damage.
Yes.
And they
stuff
take
for
a
-2
penalty.
in the attack.
Yes, they might. Yeah. So I
But
mark.
not against him.
No,
But not against him. No.
I will mark one of them, and I will
Yeah, you mark this one here on the left.
step pretty much right.
You're able to get in between the two of them. They're both like one is 1 square away from you here. One is 1 square
Good.
away from you there.
I will then use my Ardent Strike on the one that I did not Divine Challenge.
Okay, so divine challenge is a what?
Minor.
It's a minor. Okay, so you got to move a minor
And
then
standard,
stand.
standard, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I actually probably I'm going to take the player's handbook home and reread it again because I'm pretty sure I've got the rest of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm actually going over it in my head and being like, yeah, that's how that works, right? Okay.
So this is versus AC. If I hit him, he is marked.
As well.
Yeah, so they'll both be marked at this point. Therefore, they can't attack poor Drax with their horrible slings of death.
Thank you.
I am a paladin. It is my duty.
I'm not doing this because I'm nice. I'm doing this because I have.
Lawful good does not mean lawful nice. All right.
Generally means lawful stupid.
So that is a 17 versus AC.
That's a hit.
So that's 1 weapon die plus 3.
What's your weapon die?
1d8. That is 11 damage. So
And he's marked.
and he's marked. So how much damage did you take from both of their rocks?
13.
I just did in one hit
Almost that.
almost that much damage.
What they did.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Just like this poor halfling's like, wait, what? And gets a shield right in the teeth.
You're just like.
Oh, trust me, if I get a hit off on them, they'll feel it.
Yeah, so you clobber the crap out of one of them right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And weep. Richard.
So we don't. There's a bunch of halflings that we don't know for sure that they're all hostile.
Yes, some of them are just standing
But
in the
Two of
crowd.
them did just throw are wielding slings.
Well,
Yeah.
are there anyone else going?
Nope, you don't see anybody else wielding a sling.
So I'm going to follow
As I check to make sure to
Xanian's
see
lead.
whether or not. Well, nobody's swinging a sling right now. Only the 2 guys that have actually swung up.
Well, yeah.
Somebody else could step out of the
Do
crowd.
any of them have red circles around their feet indicating that they are in fact enemies?
No,
Oh, okay.
especially not for Alli. Although some of them just have gray circles under their feet.
Are they green circles?
If I mouse over any of them,
You can't tell.
If you mess over any I hit space and
Hold on.
pause the game.
Alli, the ones with the green circles are friendly. The ones with the red circles are enemies.
For those of you unaware, Alli is in fact colorblind with red-green.
right.
Poor Alli.
So yes,
Yes, she
there
can't see
could
the
be
use of
others
duct
with
tape.
slings,
Yeah.
but
We don't. Nothing.
they're not. They're all sort of
I'm
in
going
the
to follow
crowd right
Xanian's
now.
lead and attack some poor schmuck.
All right. Well,
The one he actually hit.
the one he actually.
Oh
hit.
god.
So you hit the guy on the
I'll
left.
Go, I'll go for the other one. I'll go for the other one. The one's not, that hasn't been hit yet.
So
Yeah,
what's
because
your
Jim
movement- what's your
marked
movement
the
range?
furthest left and hit the second
my-
furthest.
Which is they're both
My
marked.
movement
My
range
attack
is-
marks
is
them.
6.
Yeah, I know, but your
You
first
can
mark
definitely get into range.
was the furthest
Yeah.
left.
Well,
Then
I'm
you
use
face smashed and marked.
I use my
second
hurling
furthest.
charge.
Okay. What does that do?
I'm gonna
this.
use that automatically use my hunter's quarry, which is as a free action, to mark him. Which tells me.
So that replaces Jim's marking because you can only have one mark on a guy.
Yeah.
No,
I remember
it's
that.
Not, it's not. It's,
It's
not. A
not.
mark.
That's.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It's not a mark.
It's not a mark.
It's he's designated as my quarry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different.
Okay.
It's like you can have 2 buffs of taunt.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah. You can't have like a paladin put his thing and another defender put
Exactly.
his thing. But this isn't a.
yeah.
Is
This,
not
this is a DPS
It's
debuff.
a quarry, not
It's
a
not a mark. It's a
Yeah, it's a
charge.
quarry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just quarry. That's all it is.
Okay.
It lets me deal extra damage once per turn.
Yes.
And then hurling charge, I use my
So
strength.
what's called hurtling charge
Hurling
or hurling charge.
hurling charge.
Are you vomiting or leaping over things? Which one of the two are you doing?
Hurling.
Blah blah blah.
If it was Canadian, it'd be curling charge.
Hurry hard! As he slides across the ground.
not hurling propelled.
Okay, you are hurling charging.
Using the hurling charge,
So what does it
Like a
do?
rocket jump.
I make a strength versus AC thrown attack with
Okay.
my weapon, and then I charge that target.
Oh, neat. So you basically hit him with an axe and then follow the axe in and get into melee range.
Pretty exactly.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
So strength versus AC. 8 plus 6.
14.
14.
Thank goodness you have that big of a bonus on it.
Yeah.
So your axe whips right past the halfling over his head.
And hit someone in the crowd.
We'll say it doesn't, just for the sake of not having Marc be,
A murderer?
a murderer in the random city where he is employed.
I'm a murdered Eardler.
I'm a murdiddly erdler. So you're not a murdiddly erdler, but your axe does miss, and it whiffs off and
And now the crowd is panicking.
clanks. Yeah, they are a little intimidated by the fact that all of a sudden a guy just went and threw an axe at a halfling. So the axe sails over his head, but then you
Damn
close with
shorty.
it. Does the charge do anything?
It's a charge, basic charge attack.
Okay. All right. So
Which would
resolve-
normally be melee basic attack, but my Marauder's Rush ability lets me use it in place of melee basic attack for a charge.
Right, but the thing is, that would only have been if you had hit, right?
No, it's
Nope.
an effect. It's not on hit. It's part of.
It pretty much allows him to make a ranged attack before a charge.
Okay. So you now get to make a charge, which can be replaced with your other thing.
Correct.
Right.
right, which because you're
Which is a melee
charging
attack.
gets a +2.
Yes.
Right.
And he gets a -2 to his defense.
Right.
Go charging.
Go charging.
All right. Resolve your charge.
So
This is why barbarians charge everywhere!
strength versus AC. 18 plus 6 plus 2.
I don't care what your start is, just
Just
unless
give
it's
20.
20. Just give me the total.
20,
What are you doing?
26. 20 attack roll.
Sorry, so it was what versus what?
26 versus AC.
Okay, yeah, that hits him.
Hey, if a halfling had an AC over 26, that'd be fucking impressive.
This is a ninja halfling.
Not a halfling inside a tank.
This halfling is buffed by the fact that he is in a rocket ship.
These are Alli's dice. Whatever.
So is that the ability you just used? Was that a daily or something?
The Marauder's Rush is an encounter power.
And the other one, the hurling charge or whatever?
That's an
Sorry,
at-will.
hurling charge is an encounter power. Marauder's Rush is a at-will.
That's pretty good. It's a good combo.
Yeah.
And like basically
So-
like making 2 attacks, which is nice.
Yeah. So I do 1 weapon plus strength plus wisdom modifier damage. So
grand
6
total.
plus 2, 9 damage. No, 11 damage.
11 damage. 2.
No, I'm wondering for the animation of fight scenes, like we're not. How are you going to do that? You're going to actually have us like say, are you going to have the players talking about I do this attack and then animate, or are you going to have us like revoice over like charging sounds and battle
I have
sounds?
no
A little
idea.
bit of both, depending on what you say. If you're like, I do a half gainer, it's like, you're like, okay, roll that. Ah, son of a bitch! Type thing.
Hey Jim, I've been told you should remember to throw that out.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, where's my initiative order? After.
Because I was just wondering if I should like come up with some sort of battle cry.
You can definitely have a battle cry if you like, but first, it's Kara.
Yay. Alright. So there's only been the 2 that have actually attacked us.
Yes. Because of their sneaky halfling abilities, you can't tell. They're still stealthed in the crowds.
Alright, and...
But your halfling burly protector has run away and is
Yeah.
now smashing the other 2 in the face.
Halfling, I'm a tiefling, damn it!
Well, I might as well help them.
You're protecting her from the halflings, is what I was saying, Jim.
Sorry. The Hunter's Quarry doesn't have 3 damage.
I will magic missile one.
Which one? The one on the left or the one on the right?
Doesn't matter.
The one on the left has not been hit. The one on the right has been hit twice.
No, the one on the left has been hit. The one on the right has been hit.
Oh, I'm
Whichever
sorry,
one looks the least hurt.
You can't really judge that unless you want to make a healing check.
Not really.
Then you can't really judge that.
Left it is.
left, high on the right.
Left it is.
You attack the one on the left.
Takes 5 damage.
Well, that's right. Magic missile just hits. I'm like,
Never
Yeah.
misses.
I'm like, wait a second. You don't have to roll to hit. I'm like, right? No, you don't actually have to roll
No,
to hit.
that's how good I am.
She's a badass.
He's fairly reliable.
Oh, look, I think you inconvenienced him. He has an itch now.
You itched him up a little, I guess. Are you moving anywhere, or are you done?
I think I'm going to stay where I am.
You're, like I said, though, your burly protector has rushed off, but he is.
Yes.
All right. So next in the initiative order.
I think it's Ray and I simultaneously.
No, next in the initiative order
never
is
simultaneous.
some of
Well, we
the.
both have 12.
Some of the.
But some of the
What
other
if you has
halflings-
a higher...
Yeah, you have to break it with the dex.
Oh.
Probably right.
Like,
I would assume
yeah,
so.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I
Dex
really
of
hope
17.
the rogue has a higher dex than the sorcerer.
The short rogue versus the giant dragon.
17.
Versus a
Oh,
14.
Jesus, 14, yeah.
What's your strength at, by the way?
Big pouty.
John's strength score is 17.
Wow, that's a lot. Oh, I mean, he is Dragonborn, but still.
He's a big beefy Dragonborn.
Would have been amusing if
I
it
am
had
as
more
strong as I
strength
am charming.
Not very?
If you call 17 not very.
And I'm as tough as I am smart.
I have all the stats I want. I'm just reading through these guys' abilities here. Okay.
Shake your drink out.
See that?
All right.
While we're waiting for stuff to happen, please enjoy this elevator music. Do 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 do.
Manamana.
Pulling those news with uber lead hacks and what the
Stop singing, Daddy. You're upsetting the baby.
Our singing is that horrible.
Another halfling steps out of the crowd, swings a sling, and lobs another rock at Drax. But this one hits the wall behind him.
I've learned to duck.
Luckily for him, not hitting him.
So you're not Gohan.
Not hitting him in the face.
Oh, Zozo.
Give me the pillow.
What is your AC again, John?
Oh, my AC is 13.
Yeah, okay. I was correct. I'm like, wait a second, I should check just to be sure. His AC is truly pathetic.
Well, it is, but apparently not that.
Not quite that pathetic. Another halfling steps out from behind a
Grease spot.
grease spot. This one, however, fires a rock at the slightly intimidating and creepy ranger who has just charged his friend so successfully. As you're finishing your charge, a rock hits you in the back of the head and you take 4 damage.
Okay. What was the attack roll?
If he didn't ask you your AC, it's probably high.
What is your AC?
16.
Okay. Lower than the 21 that I rolled, so yes. I just assumed. I would have asked Jim because he has a badass AC, but I assumed the ranger didn't have quite that high.
21 would actually would have hit me in the horn. What a bastard.
How rude. Alright. Pock. It is your turn. Give me a second here to... Alright. You don't... It doesn't appear that any of them have noticed you, so you are still stealthed
I have
in
a plus
combat.
10 to stealth. Just by the way.
I rolled really well, so I'm like...
No, but I meant just
their
for...
perception rolls are hindered by the fact that they're currently engaged in a fight, too.
Yeah.
So...
Not focused on me.
yeah, exactly.
So-
They're like,
Which ones do we know that have attacked the group yet?
So at this point, 2 of them have attacked the group and are
And counterattacked.
and have been counterattacked. One of them, who you take to be the leader, actually appeared to make a decision and nodded at you about accepting your deal. And he's off. Well, it's here. He's this one. These 2 here. H4 and.
To be the sneaky bastard or the lying bastard?
So these two
You could be a sneaky
guys.
lying bastard.
These 2 guys here have shot rocks at your friends. One of them which friends. The people who you've just met. This guy here, where is he?
Yes.
The halfling haters.
And this guy here, the leader, is the one. These are the ones that you know.
Okay, and I'm assuming there's a crowd not that far.
Well, the crowd has started to panic and run, so your stealth is actually going to be disappearing soon enough. Not quite
but
yet.
they're still there.
They're enough. You are stealth. You have combat
Just press
advantage at
it
this point.
Yeah, apparently I confused one of my feats, but so combat advantage, what does that give you exactly again?
+2 to your attack roll.
Well, yeah, it gives you +2 to your attack roll, but it also gives you damage bonuses depending on your ability.
Well, my
So
sneak.
that's you use your sneak attack.
Well, yeah, he's a rogue.
It
I
actually
assume-
it gives me damage. It gives me bonus damage as well.
I would
No,
assume
gives you
so.
bonus attack roll and allows you to use your sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have on your attacks, you probably have something that says sneak attack damage where you get
And I'm assuming there's not much for cover in the near vicinity around, other than the actual
There's a
crowd.
screaming, milling crowd of people.
You get trampled.
No, he doesn't get trampled.
Your fancy hat gets knocked off your head.
Your hat is still okay. It's all right. Your hat is. You've been holding your hat. You taped it to your head.
That was a gnome.
I sneak behind the halfling that's right next to the guy that nodded at me, and I use,
So that you don't know that halfling is with the group, by the way. The one that's next to him.
Oh, I thought you said he threw rocks.
Okay, sorry. This one here,
Yeah, the one that threw rocks.
not the leader.
The one right next to that I'm aware of that
Okay.
threw rocks at the group. Not on the other side.
Okay.
I sneak up to it behind him, use glowing cut, and basically it allows me to shift. You shift a number of squares equal to your intelligence modifier, and you can make a stealth check to become hidden.
You don't need to make a.
Stealth check. You're already.
You're already
No, but
stealth.
after.
To remain hidden.
Oh yeah.
Hidden,
Okay.
essentially.
All right. Roll it. What is it?
Dexterity, so +7,
So if you succeed, he won't know that it was you that attacked him.
essentially.
Yeah.
Well.
He'll have a sharp pain for after a second, and be like, "Ugh," and look back, and the gnome won't be there.
If he succeeds
Yeah.
his
Yes.
roll to rehide. Okay.
Yeah. Potentially.
Okay, anyways, to hit. 19.
19 versus what?
AC.
Okay, that's a hit. He's going to use his second chance ability, though.
What does that do?
It basically forces you to reroll an attack. So, roll again.
What a dick.
Okay, 21.
You hit him. He explodes. You slaughter the minion horribly.
Now roll your stealth. So all I'm picturing is this gnome
Yeah, he comes up and just brutally murders this weak and spindly halfling with 1 HP.
27 for my stealth check. And I shifted 2 spaces.
So
back
what
towards
you're
the
saying
crowd.
is you are gnome Ezio.
Yes.
They're right.
Ezio.
just a shadow comes out of the friggin' thing, and you see the halfling. What? And then he just drops to the ground dead, and the hat disappears into the crowd.
The funny thing is, if I
Nomezio?
decided to use
No
my
Mezio.
action point, I could
Nomezio.
basically come,
Nomezio.
double smash somebody for whole fuckload of
No, that's a terrible
damage
movie.
with
It was
2d6
Nomezio.
damage, gleaming cut for another sneak attack damage and stealth out of the way. It's
Yeah, using stealth properly with a rogue, you are almost
yeah.
impossible to kill.
You're doing lots
No,
of
but
damage.
it's basically
Well, you don't have to do lots of damage to this guy, though. He's fucking...
He's a minion?
He was a minion.
Well, let's see. He got his sneak attack off, which means he would have done his normal damage plus his sneak attack damage.
Yeah, he would have done a lot of
Yeah.
damage if the guy had more than one hit point.
Yeah. Well done. You're playing your character well, Ray. Good job.
And you successfully, you sort of...
You fucking meld back into the shadows.
into the shadows.
Successfully
What did
defended
you
your
roll for
reputation.
Your total skill check?
27.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the legitimate businessman.
None
Taxes, the man of death.
None of you noticed.
He just drops dead. Nobody knows why.
Yeah.
Do the taxes.
Which one was that? The guy that actually plugged Mark in the back of the head with a rock suddenly falls down dead.
Death
I was
tax.
gonna turn around and kick that guy's ass.
Drax, you're up.
He was so terrified by your charge.
So we got how many halflings have been
Thrown
One
rocks?
have revealed themselves. One appears to have fallen down.
Okay.
Is there a pool of blood or an arterial spray?
There's a smear where the halfling was.
Right. And so there's one that has not yet been attacked.
There is another one that was standing beside that other halfling that has not yet been attacked.
All right. Let's go with Acid Orb.
Oh God!
I'm gonna throw some acid at it.
I hope it's not a minion.
It's an at-will spell. Can just
Just the
Funny because
boots.
it really isn't a way for you guys to tell.
Nope.
It's like they look like halflings. It could be a minion or it could be a not minion.
see
Yeah.
what that ends up.
Enough
being.
have identified themselves.
There's nothing to say. Like, it's not like a bunch of orcs charge you and one of them has a really big weapon. At that point, you're like, that's the one that's going to hurt us the most.
Gradual 17 versus Reflex. That may be a tough.
Give me 7 extra halfling. Throws a dagger at you.
You hit.
I
The
have
halfling
15,
melts
so-
to death in the acid bath of the halfling steps out of the crowd. It shoots a rock at you, which bounces off the wall right beside your head, and you're like, and it just like melts into a pile of goo.
Just for the fun of it, I'm going to see how much I overkill him by.
At least a lot.
16. That was max damage. I was.
I X'd them out twice for you.
I'm going to take a free action. Try and not kill them!
Really? Why? Have you seen what they've done to me?
They are mere rocks!
He does look like he has been hit by
Yes, he got hit by 2 rocks. I agree, but he just melted someone who could potentially lead me to the Thieves Guild!
This is true.
True,
Which
but
face did you just melt? Sorry.
One of the poor halflings just hit it, threw a rock at him, missed, and he went, "Ugh," and someone a ball of acid inside the person, which melted them from within.
Okay.
Way to go, murderer!
The halfling scream, I'm melting.
Yes, I'm melting all my wickedness. What a world! What a world!
another halfling steps out of the fleeing, milling crowd and launches a rock at the...
Does he step in the puddle that was his friend?
No, he's over off on the other side, actually.
Okay. He hasn't realized that his friend is nothing more than a smear on the ground. And his other friend is taking a nap, a dirt nap, which he will never wake up from.
What's your AC again, Dick?
60.
You are hit by a rock. Dunk. You are just barely hit by a rock. You take another 4 damage, and basically one of the halflings steps out of the crowd and whoop, lobs another rock at you.
When
How much
it's
damage again?
4. You've taken 8 total.
You've taken 8 total damage. Yes.
when you meet the check, is it hit or miss?
Miss.
It's missing here.
Yeah.
Defender always wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's an ability that would make it so you win ties on the offense or something like that. There may be some random abilities.
No.
But that, yeah, exactly.
They're called +1 to attack.
Yeah, really. It's like, why don't you have a bard? Jeez. Okay, so the next is this guy.
Oh, don't piss off the Eladrin. That will only end in beautiful pain, apparently.
Beautiful, beautiful tears.
Beautiful pain.
Mace to the face.
Mace to the face. No, no. Boot to the head. You booted me in the head. Ooh.
And to my son, I bequeath my entire vast boot to the head.
Yes. Well, the War Machine tabletop. Sorry, not tabletop. War Machine Tactics has been fully funded.
Oh, yeah, it's been funded for a little while.
No, it just got to the 117% right now.
What?
Sorry, 179%. There we go.
So, like, they've hit all their stretch goals, you mean?
They've hit all their stretch goals. They're adding a new one.
Wow.
That's all. That's very fully funded.
Yes.
Let's
Ooh, and they're... Oh, wow. I'm happy about this. I
I can tell.
They're adding an actual map of Imoran.
Cool.
It's funny the way you said that because if you had said that, trying to say that in character, it'd be like, Jim, people don't actually talk that way.
I
am happy about this.
I am pleased.
Jupiter! This office is lousy. It is brilliant.
I'm stupid.
I'm stupider than you in every way. You can't have your characters say how they feel. That makes me feel angry. Damn it, Futurama. You ruined everything that was holy. Wait, no. You made it all better.
Dick is popular with halflings.
God damn it, Dick.
So, Dick, as your
Halflings like the dick.
halflings like the Dick.
They love beating on Dick.
No, they're hitting on me.
They're hitting on Dick.
Yet another halfling hits this Dick. Or at least he will attempt to. So suddenly, out from the milling crowd of...
So what you're
guards
saying
for
is
them
they're
to
really
do,
rocking Dick.
they're rocking this Dick hard.
Jen is almost in tears over there. So are we ever going to have one of these sessions without a Dick joke because of Marc?
Doesn't seem like it would be very likely.
Dick
Not
move.
just to make sure it works.
Dick move.
Stop that.
No.
But yes, one of the
talking to you.
halflings basically
I'm just defending
comes
my life.
running out of the crowd and attacks you from behind. He is flanking you with his friend, the extremely beat up halfling with the sling in front of you.
Yeah.
I noticed that none of them have been ballsy enough to attack me. Good for them.
Well, the
Then
ones that
somehow
have
escape their hooters.
the ones
You're
that have
a
to
dwarf.
attack you haven't had a chance yet. They may elect to do so.
It'll suck for them when they do.
I'm gonna, between combat rounds, keep an eye open to see if I can figure out which one is the leader one. I don't know if he'll do anything leader-ish.
He's standing there in a white
you are
suit.
paying attention for any marks of leadership amongst the halflings.
Yes.
If one of them shouts instructions or something like
Exactly.
that. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough, you can do that.
I am not. I just need one of them alive.
You don't care which one.
Nope.
Could be a leader.
What campaign was that where we took a minion hostage and then went to intimidate him and killed him by accident?
I remember that. Tell me what you know. Oh my god. He must have suffered from some rare blood disease. You murdered him by giving him a nick with your sword. I'm just thinking to capture the minion. What are they going to do? Maybe they're just going to intimidate them. Nope, they just break out the torch right off the bat. I'm like,
I break his legs. Okay, he dies. What?
how do you handle that situation? He's a minion. He just starts screaming until he passes out.
Goes to shock and dies.
Exactly.
Damn.
Alright. So, combat advantage gives him a +2.
+2.
The attack roll.
To the attack
And if
roll.
he's a thief, he gets to roll sneak attack
Yeah,
damage.
it's all in there. What's your AC again, Dick?
Probably a
16.
You are stabbed in the back by a half.
Actually, your AC is even lower. You charged.
Yep.
Yep, -2 AC.
So 14.
It wasn't close.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to.
But earlier when you said just barely, that was still after his charge. So
Yeah.
that just barely
It was-
rock in the head was actually a fairly definitive rock.
It was a more more definitive rock in the head.
It was
Yes.
a better hit than you thought it was.
Anyways,
I'll have to do the rewind and the play again. So the rock went tink, and then this time went go smack.
Which bigger rock? Wait, what? Bang! Actually, if you slow down right here, you'll see that
Marc,
the
what are you
rock
looking for?
actually broke into two before hitting him.
What are you looking for?
It had too much pop. Thank you, Madden. Now what you want to do is you want to get the football into the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Madden, I don't know when I stopped playing the game, but that was the thing that made me just be like, nope,
He
nope.
stopped playing when he got too maddening.
Yes. It was bad. It was bad.
You take 7.
Ow. Ow!
The halfling stabs you in the kidneys.
Oh my god, that was a good stab.
Actually, it was a pretty bad stab. Luckily for that.
I'm just happy they're not stabbing me.
No, all you did
What
was
they
shoot
stabbing him with,
a
a
Paisley
greatsword?
magic missile. This one threw an axe at a dude and then went "Roar!" and like impaled somebody. It was a little bit more intimidating. You were just like,
You and your pea shooter.
How are your will saves, by the way?
Mine?
Yours and Xanian's. Since you're
Will?
melee.
Will?
13 and yours
14.
is... I'm
are you
guessing
going to
have some-
AoE the party?
Maybe.
Is this is the first session in the first fight? Maybe the wizard doesn't need to start AoE the party
I was
right away.
gonna put them to sleep.
Okay. There's apparently no suffrage of AC for a charge in 4th edition.
Really?
Who knew?
Anyways, it was still a hit.
Either
Yeah.
way, it didn't actually factor into the
Yeah.
fact of whether or not he hit.
Yes.
Where is that other DM screen? Because it has a whole bunch of like random like things that can affect you. Bend down.
Foods that the characters would eat. A bagel. Why is this on the chart?
Seems
I don't know.
Choice.
+1 is only
Reasonably-
Tackle.
Okay.
I'm reasonably intelligent
Okay, so
about
instead of
Arcana.
+2 -2,
I've,
it's
like,
just
got
+1
no training
flat.
in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
page 286 in the player's
He's
handbook.
smart.
287.
Hmm?
287.
This thing is
Wrong?
well, it's probably starts at 286.
Actions in combat is 2.
Yeah.
It starts at 80 to be
Yeah.
86.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Charge is like the 5th action and listed, so it winds up on.
Oh yeah, no, it does say page 287. That's interesting how it works. So charge is just a +1.
Yeah. But not -2 or anything. And it does provoke attacks of opportunity for moving.
If you move through
Yeah,
someone's
you didn't
threat.
move through anyone's threatened space though.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you moved into, but you didn't move inside of.
Right.
Or 3.
It's
Oh,
only if
this
you
could
need-
start a whole kerfuffle with people. Oh no, you moved into the threatened spirit. No, shut up.
Yeah, you know
It's
what?
only
We know how this
it's
works,
only
they
for
don't.
Leaving is a threatened square, not entering it.
Yes, exactly. All right. So that was
Reach
that
weapons.
guy. Who's lower than 10? Ah, yes.
Neri
The last halfling that had not yet attacked.
and Neri.
And Neri.
I believe Neri was at 8.
She's below 10.
That is
Yes,
one of
but
10.
just directly below.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
Cleric initiative. It's cursed. Of course, you get to clean up with a head smash.
Xanian,
Yes.
a halfling steps out from the crowd and shoots a rock at you.
Interesting.
Let's see how well he
Damn rock
does this.
Catholics.
What's your AC?
20.
Yeah, that rock's not doing much.
Ting!
He doesn't have combat advantage against you or any kind of bonus.
Damn. They actually have to hit me for this to matter.
Now, I'm sitting here constantly reminding myself that I'm not playing my pirate's character because the first thing that went through my head was, damn, I gotta get me one of them metal jackets.
So yes, a rock whizzes past and like bounces off the back of your armor and you're like, meh, and keep going.
I'm Paladin!
Nerisatis, you finally feel like maybe you could participate in this combat. You wake up from your preaching and you're like, well, I guess I could get into this fight here.
Why is she all of a sudden my pirate's character?
Everyone is a hick now.
Well done!
Oh, dang it. You damn halflings been stabbing my friends.
Somebody cast an area of effect hick spell.
Okay, so all the halflings have made themselves obvious.
So far as you know, you don't know. There could be more halflings.
Which is the one that...
There's no law against more than 6
I have two.
halflings.
I actually have 2 of them beside me.
Yeah, well, here's the combat.
I'm here,
Yeah.
and these are the rest of the halflings. Though I think these 2 are dead.
Okay, so
Anything that's been horribly crossed out is dead.
which one is the least bloodied of the 2 that you're fighting?
You can't tell that.
You'd have to roll a healing check. I do believe you have healing trained.
I do have heal
Yes, you
trained,
do.
yes. I'm a fucking
Now, does
cleric,
that
of
count?
course I do.
If you do that, is that a minor action? What is that?
Yeah, this is just like I'm gonna call it a free action of just basically like you can make a basic determination.
Which one of them looks like they got hit in the head with a fucking mace?
Yeah, like if one of them is real, like roll a heal check and I'll tell you what you can tell.
No.
Just can't tell.
You have bloodlust.
Yeah, you're like those halflings both. look
Okay,
like
I'm
they
going
have
for
been
that guy.
attacked.
She's going furthest left, S1, I think.
S1.
I'm gonna hit him with Righteous Brand.
Oh god, why?
For you.
Oh god! That sucks for him!
Yep.
No.
11
Versus.
AC.
That does not hit.
Welcome to the life of a cleric.
So what did that ability do?
Nothing.
Nothing. 'Cause it didn't hit.
Is it a ranged attack? Did you have to
Yes.
move into melee range?
I had to move into melee. All my stuff is melee. I'm a battle cleric.
Okay, yeah. So you first ran over there, I guess,
Yeah.
and took a swing at him. But what did you end up rolling on the die?
4.
Yeah, that's definitely not
It
gonna
came
hit.
to 11 altogether because I had +7
That's
for my weapon.
fucking actually pretty badass. But no. Okay, so you ride up and you're like, "Ah!" and take a swing, nothing happens.
He does.
He's not that intimidated by her holy wrath. So the first halfling, well,
Marc.
both of them actually, well, they act at the same time, but whatever, one at a time. Both of them are going to do the same thing, though. They're going to take a 5-foot step back and start lobbing rocks at Xanian. So the halflings both disengaged by 1 square and shoot rocks. I believe that will be a hit. Yes. So the first one is successfully hitting you with a rock in the face.
Okay.
Right in front of you too, the cheeky bastard. You take 6 points of damage.
Okay. He will take 7 points of damage.
Sorry, what does that?
Infernal Wrath. I'm a tiefling. He just pissed off my demon blood.
So how does that ability work?
An enemy within 10 squares of you hits you. The effect, the target takes 1d6 plus charisma modifier fire damage. I light him on fire with
Is
rage.
that an encounter ability?
Yep.
Nice.
For being a
It's
tiefling.
encounter reaction.
Yep.
Nice. Interesting. Okay, so that was against S1. So how much damage did you say?
I said 7. He dealt me 6. I dealt him more with my glare of flames than he did with a rock to my temple. It hit a horn.
He collapses.
People just watched me stare someone to death.
You just stared at him. Yeah, you're not following your own instructions about not killing them.
He's not. If he's at 0, he's still technically alive.
He's a minion. He's not a zero.
Oh, it's a minion.
Well, he's not a minion, but he's a cleric. He's a cleric. He's a creature. They don't have the whole
Yes.
-1 through -10 or 0 HP thing. If you get them down to 0 hit points, they die. Which you got him past 0 hit points. So the second halfling, you wrote down the damage he took.
Yep.
You took. The second halfling also hits you with a rock.
Okay.
Also for 6 damage.
Okay.
And I believe your action is next.
Okay. So only one of them's left near me.
Yes, one of the ones the one that you hit with your avenging whatever thingamajigger.
Okay. I'm going to divine challenge one that's far away.
Well, okay, so no, sorry, I was wrong when I said that. One of them is actually flanking Dick.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
one that you challenged and the one has basically the one you challenged, Dick, another guy behind him stabbing Dick in the kidneys.
I'm going to challenge
Dick taking it in the ass.
I'm going to divine challenge the one stabbing Dick,
All right, so you're gonna try and get in on this Dick action.
and I'm going to actually bolstering strike the other one that's got him flanked.
So you're bolstering striking the guy that you already smashed in the face, or
Yes.
the one that's behind him.
The one that I've smashed in the face, and I'm challenging the one that's behind
Okay,
him.
so how does the challenging thing work again?
You mark the target. The mark lasts until the power is used again. The mark also ends at the end of your turn if you didn't engage the target, meaning you neither attacked it during your turn nor just do it at the end of your turn. Until the mark ends, they take radiant damage each time. They deal. Blah.
So
if I don't move near
if you
him,
don't attack him, or you're not near him,
if I'm not beside him or I don't attack him, he gets free of the
if
mark.
you're still beside him,
He's marked.
even if you don't attack him.
Yes.
Okay. But it ends
Until-
at the end
yeah.
of your next turn.
Next turn.
Okay.
So he has to keep recasting it every turn, or it fizzles.
Or it falls off.
Yeah.
Okay, and the guy that you're about to attack, he's still marked until the end of your turn as
Yes.
well because you hit him with that ability last
Yes. but I'm using bolstering strike this
I
time.
thought you could only have one marked target.
Only through the divine, only through
You
the
can
marking
have
ability.
one through the marking ability, but you can have another one marked through
Other
your
encounters.
halo or stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're attacking S2, the halfling that took a 5 foot. So he took a 5 foot step back. So are you going to take a 5 foot step to close with him? You would have to move inside the threatened range of the other halfling
Yep, that's fine.
if you don't take a 5 foot step.
I want to stay between the two of them.
So you're just going to stand where you are.
No, he's moved 5, so I'm. If I move away, he gets an attack of opportunity on me.
No, well, if you do a 5 foot step, no. But if you're not using, like if you're using them, you can just do a 5 foot step and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a 5 foot step and beat him in the head with my bolstering strike.
Okay.
Is he bloodied?
Yes.
I get +1 to my attack roll. Go Tiefling. So that's 25.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
You sure?
But he's going to force you to reroll.
Dick.
No, Dick doesn't do that. The halfling does.
Okay, so that's they keep doing this at the wrong time. That's 26.
Well, he's going to use another.
Ha! You missed. Back swing.
All right, so yes.
Yeah, you have to draw that one.
Okay, so that's another 11.
Yeah. Okay.
And I heal
I suggest
2 hit points. Am I beside?
You heal him, or you get temporary.
I get
points?
temporary hit points.
There is a difference here.
Okay, am I beside Dick?
Yes, you are.
As a minor action, I'm putting my hands against him and using my lay on hands.
Do you have a minor left?
Yes,
thought
I
you
do.
used
I used my move. I used my.
No, you marked the
I did
use
use
your
the divine
minor
channel.
divine.
You're right. Yep. That's fine.
I'll heal him next.
Well, he's challenged, so he can't stab Dick in the back without taking 2 damage, and he would take a -2 penalty to his attack
Take
roll.
attack roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Is he a Bowman? I want to
Pardon?
see who's left.
Oh,
The one stabbing you in the kidneys. Did the guy hit in the face go down?
both of the 2 halflings that started it off there are dead.
Okay.
You just killed both.
Good.
One of them with your evil glare of pain after he stabbed you, or after he hit you. You can use that on a ranged attack too, right?
Yes.
He hit you
There's
with a roll.
a guy in
There's a guy right behind you who's challenged by Xanian.
Right. And there's 3 more off in the distance.
Yes.
2 more
and-
off in the distance.
And your action is now, so you may do what you like.
I would use a throw instead.
Throwing stab,
Throw and stab.
throat and stab.
Throw.
And stab.
I'm having a hard time understanding Mark's abilities. Throw and stab. How does this work?
Seems pretty simple.
It sounds pretty simple, but who knows?
You fling your weapon at
You
the
take a
one,
nap, and then the enemy is distracted.
You fling your weapon at one enemy and then charge another.
Okay.
Which one? Your
So
quarry is the one obviously stabbing you in the back.
no, his quarry is dead.
My quarry is dead. You killed it.
Yeah, but it has to be the closest target. Quarry has to be the closest target.
I'm not marking a quarry.
Well,
Yes,
you-
but you should be marking quarry. You are in fact a ranger.
I'm not marking quarry this round. I'm also going to use skirmishing stance.
Okay, what does that do?
Until the stance ends, whenever you move at least 4 squares away from where you started your turn, you gain +2 power bonus to AC and reflex until the start of your next turn. And your next attack before the end of your next turn deals 1d8 extra damage.
So basically, you have to leg it after this attack.
Basically, I can use my throw and stab to throw my weapon at one of the 2 that are far off there.
Okay. So you're making a range attack inside the melee
Yes,
range
I do.
of another dude.
I do. I get +4 to AC when I'm doing that
From what?
from my class feature.
Ranger.
Hunter fighting style. Gain quick draw as a feat and sheath the weapon as a free action and gain +4 to AC against opportunity attacks provoked by my range attacks.
All right.
Yep. It's supposed to be used by Bowman, but Bowman is using it as an axeman.
It's kind of a bow. Okay, so you basically you turn around and pitch an axe. So this is the second axe you pitched, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I still have another one in my belt.
Okay. And you have a quick draw as a
Yes.
feat, which means you can draw it
Yes.
immediately.
Draw or sheath it as a free action.
Okay. So you turn around. This is in the player's handbook?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice. That's a sweet ability.
Yes.
You turn around and pitch an axe at one of the dudes. Roll your hit.
Hit for once.
10 versus AC.
That's going to miss, but let me just confirm here. Yeah. Definitely miss. And then the guy beside you, let me just see what his
Is he going to attack me?
Yes, he's definitely going to attack you.
Then he's going to get the damage from Jim's ability.
That's okay.
By challenge.
He's still. Is that for all attacks that he
All
does?
attacks?
Yeah. No, the first attack of that round. If he attacks you again or someone else again
This
somehow,
round? Yeah.
Yeah. So he
This
doesn't
round.
provoke it every time. Like
as long as
per
he,
round.
yeah,
may-
once per round.
So like when it comes to his turn, if he wants to attack, he's still going to take a -2,
Yes.
and he is taking a -2 on this roll as well.
Yes.
Okay, so it's his standard at will.
See,
What's your AC? It's 16.
For this attack
For the purpose of
opportunity,
this, it's 20,
it's 20.
and he's taking a -2.
Right.
Okay, so he misses.
Right.
This
So-
time, actually, just barely.
So now I'm going to charge the guy next to the guy I threw an axe at.
Right. All right. Throw and stab.
Yes. I throw up and then I move my speed to make a melee-based attack against the creature.
And how many attacks of opportunity do people have? Is it their
One.
Is it just one?
It's just
It's not
one,
their
unless they
dex-
have a
it's not
feat.
their dex
Yes.
bonus or something like that.
He did attack me though, so he does provoke Jim's divine challenge.
So 3 damage to him.
3 damage. Okay.
So now my melee.
Sorry, 6 damage.
6 damage.
3 plus your charisma modifier. Do not attack the paladin.
Yeah, that's strong.
Melee-based attack.
My glare did 7. My just you have to fight me.
No,
No, I don't want to.
I thought that thing only did like 2. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damage equals 3 plus your charisma modifier plus 3. Don't not fight the paladin. Avenger will be like, bitch, he said to fight him.
All right, he takes his 6,
And I'm gonna move.
and then you run off and attack one of the other dudes.
Yeah. Attack roll is 23 to attack.
23 versus
23 versus
AC.
So, yeah, that hits.
And the damage is
It's a minion. You explode it.
7.
And because you moved,
I'm at +2 AC.
you're at +2 AC.
I'm at 18 AC until my next turn.
At which point you get a bonus damage if you hit something.
And that was a charge that you just did as well, or
That was melee basic attack. I moved though.
okay.
It's just move my feet. It's
It's regular movement, so it provokes attack.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
he
didn't go
did.
through any threatened squares, so
I'm just
Now, by
keeping
the
track
time-
of where you are.
By the time my turn rolls around, this will probably be a moot point. But I had a question about: is there still subdual damage in 4th? Can I?
yes, you can do some
And can I
not with any of
choose
your
to?
powers.
But not with any.
Yeah,
of
you,
my powers,
if you were using like your fists, it would automatically do some dual damage. If you are using a weapon, I believe you can. If you're sufficient, if you have the right skills to allow you to choose to do some dual damage, you can.
Right.
I'd have to look it up to be sure.
Because
Unless
the
weapon-
reason I was asking is because I was like, oh, okay, whichever one's left on my turn, I'll frostbind them, and that should bind them, and be all right. And I look down, and it's like, oh, well, frostbind does 3d6 plus 6 damage. Yeah.
And you've already used it,
No, I used it.
and haven't taken a rest.
Does the time I spent, being shown to my room count as a rest between encounters?
How long does it have to be?
5 minutes.
Oh, it's been more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we you guys chatted and looked
Yeah.
at the room and put your shit down and
Yes.
came back and it's definitely been 5 minutes. So especially Jen had her own whole display. So you don't actually need to rest. It just needs to be there needs to be a break between combat, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't actually need to sit down and take a nap, study a book.
You couldn't be marching or
It's for
doing
an
any
8-hour
other
rest.
endurance.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. But for dailies, you actually do need to rest.
Yes.
Extended rest.
Extended.
That's your
That's
8-hour
an
rest.
8 hour of uninterrupted or interrupted by only up to 2 hours of sleep deprivation for watches. There's a whole
Yeah.
set of rules for it. But
Yeah.
this one is basically like, look, as long as you're not, like Marc said, trudging forced march to somewhere. Yeah, you need to take 5 minutes, unwind, get a drink of water, stretch your legs,
Yeah.
and then you have your encounter that way. So yes, you have it.
Okay. So I don't have a good way of subduing somebody.
Don't I go before him?
Yeah, no. I
He
just
was
said
just asking
I was
a
just
question.
asking the question. I said my turn, considering how far down I am in the initiative order, it probably will be a moot point by the time my turn comes around. But I was trying to see if we could take one alive, and I don't appear to have a good way to do that.
Lost a D4.
Yeah, Mark just picked it up for you.
Thank you. That would hurt if someone stepped on it.
Yep. That's why we.
How do you recover your daily power? Like, does it actually
8-hour
give you an
rest.
hour rest? Okay.
You pretty much have to make camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or in this case, get a room or something and sleep.
Get a room,
You get a
jeez.
room with Dick. I hear he is.
Apparently, in this town, you can get a room with Dick.
No, Dick has his own room.
Yeah, with blackjack, and hookers.
Actually, forget the room in the blackjack. Oh, forget.
Just as long as there's no glory hole in his room.
Okay. Where am I here? Where was I? Who just acted? It was.
That was me.
Yeah. Okay. It was Dick. After Dick is
Kara.
Kara. A lot of shit has been happening.
Yes.
It's pretty exciting over here. People
It
are running
is.
back and forth all over the place. Halflings are jumping out and getting slaughtered by things. There's like a demon dude who's killing people with eye fire.
Lots of murder.
So you're saying I have laser eyes?
Seems like it.
Awesome! I can shoot what's out of my wares?
But only if you put your glasses down, like Dean Kane's Clark Kent. You know?
Well, he didn't want him. He could have used it through his glasses. He just didn't want to melt them.
Or amplify it.
Or like.
Us as a focus.
Where's the
How
diffuser?
many halflings are left?
That you have seen attack. There are. It looks like 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because this guy got killed by Jim, and this guy got killed by Jim, and this guy got melted to shit by John.
Remember, don't kill them.
Take them alive! So there's one over here that's been dodging axes like a mofo.
Can't dodge a magic missile.
And then there's one over there that just like tried to stab Dick in the back while it ran away. So Dick ran off, and he's just like, "Yeah, come back and be stabbed."
So what you're saying is they're not within 5 squares of each other.
They are clearly not. They're in 5 squares of your friends.
Yeah, but I can still work around my friends and try and put one
Yeah.
of them to sleep.
Use AoE and not.
There you go. See, somebody can try and take one alive. It is not
If
me.
it survives.
You can use it on.
Well, what are you casting on who?
The one who keeps dodging axes.
Okay, so the one off to the right that's semi-close to Dick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can still angle my sleep spell to not
Okay,
hit.
so what are you casting?
Sleep.
Sleep. Alright, how does it work?
It's a +3 versus will.
Right?
That's a 10.
10 versus will. Nope.
Well, that was fun.
So the halfling is like,
Oh,
not
and
only...
that's a daily
Yeah.
too.
He is still slowed. Save ends.
He's like, what?
How does the save work in this freaking crazy...
At
Yeah,
the end
just
of
at the
the
beginning.
turn.
Yeah. At the end of his turn, he rolls a d20.
He
If
rolls
it's
a
over,
D20.
if it's over 10, he succeeds.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me find you what slowed means.
She's looking at your phone and making bubbles. Bubbles at the phone.
Meanwhile,
Slowly
well,
only has
that's, well,
one
that's
extent
being...
back.
Well, that's happening.
Yep.
After 16 is the dead
He just
guy,
extended action.
and the dead guy, and this dead guy.
There's a lot of dead guys.
There are a lot of dead
There are a lot of
guys.
dead guys.
Let's see here.
I think next up is Ray.
I'm just seeing if any of them that are still alive go before Ray. Nope. Ray, you're stealth in the crowd, standing over the corpse of a minion that you brutally slaughtered.
Alright. The guy I identified as the leader, is he still alive?
Yes, he just tried to stab Dick as Dick ran away.
Oh,
but
is he the one that
missed.
took a bunch of damage from Jim's?
Yes. He was like, "Oh, not attacking that guy hurt my butt."
Is that the only damage he
Jim?
took?
You have to sort
Or
of
the only
dick
time.
counter.
He didn't get
counter?
outright
Yeah.
attacked by anyone?
Whenever the word dick comes up or whenever we make a
He
dick
didn't,
joke.
he didn't get outright
Yes.
attacked by anyone?
He's not been attacked yet.
Alright.
Yes, I'm waiting for him to,
And I
I'm
can
waiting for
use,
him to
I
up on something
can I
and be
use my
like,
damage
so there's a
to
dick
try
in
to
his
knock
backside.
him out?
Do you have an attack that does subdual damage? It would have to say specifically that it does subdual damage.
Your fists. Literally, your fist. If you just punch him
Yeah,
in the
if you
back of
don't
the
have-
head.
If you don't like, there are attacks that say
You
can
do
do
just
subdual
melee
damage.
basic attack.
Yeah. Melee basic attack with your fist. You just don't do... Your weapon damage is 1d4.
What?
1d4. Yeah.
So anyways, the guy who's
1d4
slowed, his
plus
speed is
strength.
2.
Subdual damage.
Oh, I can only do a basic attack for.
It applies to all movement modes, except for teleportation, pull, push, or slide.
And am I close to the guy that's far in the distance?
Are you close to the guy that's far?
Like
in
the guy
distance?
that's been dodging axes?
I'm gonna say no.
I meant compared to the rest of the group.
You're still standing over. I believe you murdered this guy. So you're around here.
Yeah, I shifted a bit back, but yeah, so you can't see me, but yes. So I'm out of range for the other guy that's in
You could move into range. Well, what's your movement range?
5.
5? Yeah, you can move into range.
We really need minis for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a simple enough combat that it's not going to be too complicated because it's like.
And I'm hoping that in the future games, as we get better at combat, it will go more quickly.
Yeah.
It will.
Well, that's it. Is that like I have never DM'd a 4th edition one, so I'm like, how does this work again? Oh yeah, but yeah, so we'll go more quickly.
There are also 6 of us. So
Yes, it takes more
a
time
turn
for
takes
everyone
time.
to. And also, people are learning their characters, and I'm having to be like, okay, hang on, your ability does what? It's called throw and what?
Keep going.
So anyways, I can move without triggering an attack of opportunity because I'm stealth.
Yeah.
You could move without triggering attack of opportunity, regardless of whether or not you were stealth, if you're careful.
If I'm careful.
Well, basically, as long as you don't move within somebody's threatened radius. But I'm saying you can.
But I meant move to and attack him.
Which one?
The guy that's been dodging axes. Like, not the leader, because there's only 2
The
of
guy
them left
that I'm
alive.
engaged with.
Yes, you could move behind. You could move into flanking position on that guy while stealth and still make an attack.
Alright. Now, I'm wondering if I want to go for regular damage or overkill.
I don't know.
Please subdue.
If he's not the leader,
Kill him.
Wow.
Yeah, pommel smash. That's what I thought.
Pummel smash?
It's my daily.
Pommel smash.
daily.
Pommel is in like the
Right, don't use your daily.
no, the
No.
pommel of like
Okay.
a dagger has a pommel. It's like the ball
Oh, is that what that's
Yeah.
called?
That's the pummel. Yeah.
pommel.
It's interesting.
Pommel
Why
is
would
what
it
you-
say that I can do subdual damage anyways? Because that one would make a lot of sense that I could.
Basically, he's pistol whipping.
Essentially.
He's Western Hats.
No, I'll use Shadow Strike instead.
What's that do?
It's basically Dex versus AC. If you are hidden when you attack, you can make a stealth check to remain hidden after the attack.
Fair enough.
Roll your hit.
Yeah.
And remember, you're getting +2 because you have combat advantage. Because you're flanking thanks to Dave.
29.
Reroll it. He's using his whatever that thing is called.
I rolled a 20 on top of which. 20 again!
Natural 20. Hold on, was that 2 natural 20s in a row?
Yeah.
Wow. This
Can we
minion
have
dies
something-
really, really hard.
Just below him!
You missed. You're like, actually, no, the dagger's in you.
So yes,
Oh!
So yeah.
It's too bad that it's a minion because we were going
He's done these like splorch damage attacks against like guys with 1 health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I, am I within shouting range of the rest of the group?
Definitely.
I yell and say that he's the leader.
the one,
The one that's
left
still left standing.
That one's the leader. Suddenly, you guys hear a shout from the gnome that you only just now realized was there because he was stealthily.
What a helpful businessman he is!
Yes, none of you saw it, but he's been brutally murdering the weakest of your enemies.
Critical crap.
So yes,
That was
as an aside, there is no subdual damage in 4th Ed because when you drop an enemy to 0 hit points, you always have the option to simply knock it unconscious instead of killing it.
Interesting. Cool.
Okay. In that case, I would have went overkill on the leader, but whatever.
Well, that's if you drop it to 0, as in
Yes.
like exactly to 0.
Really?
No, just they don't have negative. Creatures do not have negatives.
So once you knock them to 0, you can say I either finish it off or just knock it unconscious.
I see.
It's to avoid those things in anyways, it's just like, alright, I want to knock him out. 20. Fuck!
So then every lawful good paladin does not have to go corrupt by killing people.
Exactly. Oh,
I see what you're saying. So basically, as you knock him down to, like, even if you like,
You
Ray
bloody,
just-
you bloody him down to 1. And then
As he crumbles-
hit him
even
for
this minion
30
that Ray
damage.
just hit for like 1 million damage.
technically,
to
he could say that it was.
He could be like, "Oh, I don't actually kill him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that he gets him with a judo chop.
He knocks him unconscious.
Yeah.
Damn it, cat.
It's just to avoid the whole thing of Paladin can't kill stupidity, and we want to knock them out. Oh, good, I rolled a 20.
Oh god, I didn't want to kill this guy, but my sword is too sharp.
My sword.
Why?
Careful, just it's like a lightsaber.
Oh.
Fuck.
But Connor is too, so you're fine.
Alright, so that was Ray, that means it's me.
Yes, because you guys share initiative order.
Alright. Well, in that case, since I now know which one is leader, which I believe is still the only one left standing.
Yes, but I'm pointing out so you guys don't kill him.
Right. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to frostbind. I will say before my attack that my intent is to subdue him.
Somehow uses some dual frostbind.
Yeah.
Where's his leg?
Give him a frostbite in the legs.
Yes.
Ah!
Now that I have the ability to do this, and not just like destroy him.
That's an option.
Watch, I'll roll a 0 or 1. Right?
A 0. I'd be impressed if you rolled a 0.
20 versus 40.
Oh god. Wow. Halflings are not known for being the hardiest of fellows.
Neither are rogues.
Neither are rogues.
Yeah, he's gonna make you re-roll that.
Don't roll a 1.
So
You've frozen yourself to the ground. Or to the post.
You said it.
12 versus 40.
Where are you for score for this guy?
Was that a 2?
I have 11. But
It misses.
really?
Or rather, he resists it. His fort is 13, just so you know.
You're cold!
He's like, fuck you, I'm not cold.
I just feel a light breeze.
That was with the +1 because I'm bloodied.
So he, no, a slight cool
No,
breeze.
it has effect.
Okay, well that's my standard action. As my minor action, Dragon Breath.
You have to move to range first.
Yeah.
I haven't used my move yet. So seeing how ineffective that was...
So he's giving you the finger, and your response is to run up to him and breathe on him.
Yes.
This would be a lot more intimidating if you were in fact a Dragonborn.
I am a dragon.
Oh yeah, no, just
So you're running over here,
and breathing on him.
and
Are any of my allies within melee range of him?
Yes.
Who?
Xanian is you.
Do it.
You can still angle your breath
Yeah, you
away
can-
from your
okay.
friend.
Yeah, you can angle it so you don't hit him.
If you roll, if his
Wait,
damage is
what's the difference between burst and blast again? Which one's which?
burst is like this.
Blast
Sorry. Burst is around you. Blast is like a.
Blast-
Emanating from his
Blast is directed.
1,
burst is
2,
out
3.
from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Blast
So
is
I can aim the blast. So
Yes.
it's just a hit. Okay, because if it was burst, I wouldn't be able to aim. All right.
Burst would just set you.
What?
know
It
already.
bursts from every one of your orifices. You fart, bleed, and like breathe fire.
So
Not likely to hit him with a 16 against reflex, I'm guessing.
where are you? Reflex score of this dude.
They're probably pretty reflexy.
Not reflexy enough. That was
Nice. All right. Not as much damage as I would be doing, but hey.
So this attack that you're using is a
Yes.
what?
Breath weapon.
No, I mean like, it's a standard. It's a
This is a minor action,
Okay.
encounter power.
Okay.
This is the keyword varies, but it's fire, basically.
And then you burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a standard action or something.
Blah, see?
Blah. Blah. So you breathe fire at this dude.
And he nimbly dodges.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He can only do
fire
that once
to
per
the
encounter.
Ah.
He can only force you to reroll once per encounter.
So
But yeah,
what's your damage?
shockingly, his 15 reflex was not enough to escape.
Unfortunately, though, only 5 damage.
Ha!
no.
Even if you hit me with it, I wouldn't care.
Can you absorb that much?
I absorbed 5 fire damage.
Because he's
You'd be like, "Whoa," and I'm like,
ha ha ha.
huh, is it bath time already?
It's slightly warmer.
Did you
here.
just pass wind?
Ha ha!
Yes.
Oh dear. Is this whose turn I think it is if he doesn't escape? Is it the halfling's turn? Hey you. Hey you.
Did you just roll a 3 then a 2?
I rolled a 3 then a 2 for something. I was like, huh, John will definitely spot this. No.
He closed his eyes while
Now-
breathing flames.
Hold on, just before anything else happens. Since it's a blast 3. I don't actually have to have moved within melee range.
No.
right?
Nope.
I could. Okay, so I'm going to say that I moved within blast radius.
It's 2 squares away.
Close enough to hit
I'm 2 squares away. Close enough to hit him, but not close enough for him to, shank me in the side. Because I'm kind of wearing cloth.
I will change where you were standing then.
Side shank. No.
Yay, retcon. All of a sudden, John disappears.
Come on, Doctor. Now is not the time to panic. That comes later. It's a good line in the movie.
It is.
Okay, so your perception, Xanian, is sufficient to notice that as you're standing there watching all this insanity going on, you're like, hey, there's a halfling sneaking up on me. So you blow his stealth, but there is another halfling moving in.
Okay.
In behind, between. You got the halfling
He's trying to flank you.
on your side. Mm-hmm. Well, he is successfully flanking you. He's just not stealthed anymore.
Good for him.
Stealth Jim.
No, he's not stealthed me. I spotted him.
Yes. Jim's ability to see things is good. John's ability to see things is not so good.
What about my ability to see things?
You're not looking in that direction.
Yeah, you can see him, but it's not terribly relevant to the situation. Yes.
Who's up?
I believe the halflings are up.
Ah.
The ones on the left.
Well, another one just appeared. That only Jim can see. It's a magic halfling.
I'm swinging at imaginary halflings now?
Yeah. Well, you're sitting there swinging at one halfling and setting him on fire with your magic demony breath, but now another halfling has appeared behind you.
I'm going with laser eyes.
You and your laser
Imaginary
eyes.
halfling best friend.
Ooh, that's likely to hit you.
Yep.
Yeah, 26.
Yep, that's going to hit.
28 versus AC.
Good lord.
Things not like airship pirates where it deals more damage. So
Yes, it's too bad I remembered action points too late.
That's what I thought you were going to do when you pulled out the thing.
No.
I was like, oh, he's going to pull out his action point card. No, he didn't.
Didn't need to. Could have used it as well. That would have been a crazy chain of events.
That would have been an exciting chain of events indeed. So he one of the halfling comes up behind you and just shanks you in the back for 12.
What a dick.
He is a dick for 12.
Okay.
Don't forget you have 2 bonus temporary hit points.
Not no mores.
Well, yes, but you factoring in.
Yep.
Crap, that does a lot of damage.
Well, yeah, when you're flanked, it does a lot of damage.
I've
No, I
lost
was looking
22
at
out of
my
31,
healing.
so I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
9 hit points.
Hey!
Attempt to high five. Well, baby. So the second halfling, who was part of the Jim sandwich, is going to attempt to attack you as well. That one would miss you, however, I believe.
Oh, I got shanked in the back. Dunk! There seems to be a halfling in my shield. That's right, Ash. Halfling in the shield.
it's like, woo, free dagger.
Yeah, that's 18 versus AC, Jim. That's
20 AC.
so this one misses you, luckily for your face.
Yes.
And then I believe this guy has exploded. This guy has exploded. This guy has exploded. Alli! You are standing beside Jim. A halfling is standing beside you. He has just stabbed Jim in the back. You can take a 5-foot step and move behind the halfling,
And then stab him.
and then clobber him to shit
Wait,
with your mace.
does that mean it goes halfling Jim, halfling Alli?
Yes, it's
So
a
the two
flanking
halflings
chain.
are flanking Jim, and then Jim and Alli are flanking the other halfling?
Yes.
Huh.
That's
The conga line of death.
That's the
conga line
disadvantage of
death, yes.
lining
Yeah.
up, is that someone else can line up on you.
I'll do that, I guess.
So you take a 5-foot step in behind the other halfling and try to clobber this new arrival on scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with War Priest Strike.
War priest.
Oh, sweet Jesus,
that
no!
sounds exciting. What does it do?
Smite my foe, crushing its armor and leaving a glowing rune to guide my allies' attacks. They all get combat advantage when I hit.
Oh, that's exciting.
It also
Sweet.
does 2 weapon damage worth of 2 weapon dice worth of damage plus my strike modifier.
Does combat
Right, I
advantage
don't need to
stack?
actually stealth or anything.
No, combat advantage is a state.
Okay.
You You either have
because
it or don't.
because the two of them would have combat advantage on this guy, but what she's saying is her ability would also give me combat advantage,
Yes.
so I'm nowhere near.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can just be like, I'm lobbing fireballs for
Great
combat.
Pretty much,
range
she's
characters the ability to combat advantage against them.
She has installed a pain magnet on this person if she hits.
Or a rogue with a
Hey, look,
crossbow or
I can
something
hit
like
that with
could be
acid.
shooting and getting
Yeah.
combat
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, pretty much
And then
all of my
you find two
allies
attacks.
get combat advantage on this
Yeah.
dude.
That is
So
awesome.
roll
If you
your
hit.
hit.
If I hit, yeah, exactly.
And he doesn't force you to re-roll.
Now, is this one of those that has an on miss?
No.
Oh.
What did you roll?
5 plus 7.
Yeah.
12.
Versus?
AC.
This is
That
when
is
you
not
get
a
combat
success.
advantage.
Yes.
So you get combat advantage on somebody when
I want different dice. This one sucks.
I grasp combat
Oh, no,
advantage.
something that's
Just
not
for that
this.
to
The
be-
orange ones?
I don't have orange ones.
Yes, you do.
Where?
Right over there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Let me
true.
get you
I always thought those were green.
Right.
just for shits and giggles.
She
I should
might have.
grasp my an acrobat flip over the guy's
Orange
head.
ones.
Yeah, no, I had these.
Acrobatic strike.
Do they look orange?
Yeah.
They look like Jello.
Or I bluff.
Back to the top of the order, which is now...
Me, Jim.
Yes. Having eliminated all the people who acted before him,
Yeah.
Or whatever.
we are now back to
Or
Xanian.
they can't see you, you have combat advantage.
Yeah, but I can
So
bluff.
you got two guys flanking.
I
Just
believe
like
so.
can
I do have two
work
guys
on
flanking.
my bluff.
What jerks?
They are jerks. You should set them
Are
on
either of
fire.
them still marked?
One of them is marked until the end of his turn.
No, he's
Isn't
marked
one of the
again.
other guys also technically flanked as well?
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
The guy that you just attacked.
He doesn't have to reply every time. If he's still next to it, it's the mark stays.
Yeah.
The
Until I
after,
use it again.
He's not next to him or have hit that target.
Or
Then
until the end of his turn, wasn't it?
Yes.
If I'm not beside him.
the turn after Jim is no longer next to that target and has not hit that target, then the mark ends.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave the mark on the guy that has the mark.
Okay.
I am going to lay on hands myself, because why not?
So does that in fact provoke a of those?
Nope. It's a melee touch, at will, minor action.
Then no.
Okay. Yeah, because it's touch.
It's just like, ow, I've been hit.
Power of Jesus, go.
Wait. Ha-ha! Touch myself.
Hey, you shouldn't be
That's
touching
Dick's
yourself
job.
in public.
So I heal for 7.
Could be worse. He could be touching Dick again.
Trying
He
to.
tried to touch Dick, but Dick wasn't long enough.
So when he can't touch,
No,
touches
he'd been
himself.
trying to touch too many dicks that round,
The one,
and he couldn't do it. That's what it was.
the one that
Okay.
Nerisata tried to hit but failed. I'm going to use
The
my.
new arrival that just shanked you in the ass.
Yes, I'm going to use my majestic halo on him.
He tried to touch Dick, but he couldn't finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
The combat was too distracting.
That's a. He's not bloodied, right?
The guy that just arrived in the fight,
Yeah.
he is not bloody.
Okay, so that's a 15 versus AC.
That would suck if you arrived to a fight bloody and you feel
Fuck,
like,
I'm beat
I just
up.
got out of another fight. Hey guys, what are you up to? Oh fuck.
That's with the combat advantage taken into account.
15 is your total roll.
Yeah.
That is a miss.
There you go. However, until the end of the encounter, any that starts its turn adjacent to me is subject to my divine sanction.
Ah, well then they're both subject to your divine.
Yes, they are.
I guess they'll just have to kick the shit out of you.
Yes, they will. Moving on.
Dick.
Looks like somebody needs some help.
I now
Yes.
have burning halo over my head.
Which one of your amazing charge abilities do you want to use to get back into the fight?
Actually, you
just throw
should
and
charge
stab.
away, provoke an attack of opportunity, because that worked really well last time.
There's nobody left around him to provoke an
Oh.
attack of opportunity.
Okay, but he should move. He should move into
brutally
and out
murdered-
of the threat zone of the guys around
Anyhow.
him, both of them, so that they both have to try to attack him and take
That would be hilarious.
7 damage.
Yeah.
each.
Now the thing is that when an enemy is marked,
Yeah.
they do know about the consequences of being marked.
Yes.
So they don't get surprised when all of a sudden they take damage for not attacking the paladin.
That's correct.
They are aware of the
Right,
penalties.
although-
So
yeah.
they're
Although-
aware of the consequences. So
Now, an attack of opportunity, is that an option?
it is
Yes.
an option.
That is an option.
Yeah, it's not like your reflexes are something like, there's a dude, stab him. It's like, there's a dude, shall I stab him? Well, it'll cause me to take 7 damage from his divine sanction. Maybe
6.
I won't. Or 6, whatever. I think you said 7.
7 for my glare, 6 for my divine challenge.
Sometimes they'll think it's perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, like, minions, for example, might be like, well, that'll
Well,
kill me,
that
so
will
I don't think I will do it.
Yeah.
For example. Anyway, throw and stab.
Yeah. So, my last axe.
Yes, this is,
My throwing axe.
I was gonna say you have 3 throwing axes and 1
And
regular axe,
One
right?
battle axe, yeah.
Which
Well, it's a kopesh, but yeah.
okay, so it's a throw first and then you charge.
It's a throw first, move my speed, then make a basic attack.
Okay, which you can then replace with that chargy ability.
No,
or,
not
is that
this
an
one.
encounter power?
No, because this one actually says move your
Marc
basic
is very
speed
complicated.
and make a melee basic attack.
Yeah.
It
It says-
specifically says it.
Ah.
Otherwise, the hurling charge is just charge.
Okay. All right. So you pitch an axe at which one?
The
One of them has combat advantage to you because of Alli's ability. Or no,
Alli's
she
It did not. It did not hit.
Yeah.
So none of them have combat advantage for a throw. Although you could easily move behind the other one.
right.
To
Yeah,
gain
so I'm going to
combat
hit the one
advantage.
that's between Jim and Alli, or try to, and I'm going to move around behind the other guy.
You don't have the movement to do that. Hang on. No,
You just said that
yeah, you can throw. Yeah, sorry, I thought you had to move and then move, but no. Yeah, you can throw the axe and then move behind them. Yes.
Yeah. But I don't care about provoking the attack opportunity.
You
I'll
won't.
that second guy.
You won't. Like you just move into behind them.
Blah!
Blah.
These throwing attacks.
Yeah, really.
11?
Versus.
So you don't want to pick up a bow?
Yeah, I hear bows are pretty good.
Yeah.
11 versus AC. Yeah, that does not hit.
Okay, I'm going to go move to flank the
you-
other guy.
You charge in behind the guy that's behind
Jim.
Xanian.
Zany.
Conga line of death.
Now the Congo line of death is even longer.
Conga line of death has
Where
been
the fuck are you?
initiated.
Where's Rick? Dick is
Snap.
like freaking Dick is all over this combat.
There's dick all over this place.
There's Dick all over this combat. So you're now back to where you were before last round, where you charged away from.
Yeah.
Pretty much exactly.
So it goes.
So resolve your
Alli-
charge.
Alli, then new halfling, then Jim, then existing leader halfling, then
21
Marc.
versus AC.
Yes.
That'll hit. And this is against the
You
leader.
guys have to draw
The
the
leader
Conga
halfling.
line.
Okay, he does not have the ability
Yes.
to force you to reroll. So
We'll try.
go ahead and
He
roll
already
your.
did.
He already used that.
We'll see what we can do. It's a lot of work on Alli.
It's a 1, but I have my Kopesh is brutal 1, so I reroll 1s.
Brutal. That's another 1.
Yeah, they just keep rerolling 1s until
Yep.
you don't roll a 1. 3.
2.
3 plus 3, 6.
He's not your quarry?
He was not the closest one to me, no.
Yeah.
Is the quarry automatic?
No, it's a minor action, which I guess I'll use now.
Okay. Who are you quarrying? Go.
It has to be the closest.
This guy is the
The
quarry now.
closest, yeah.
So okay.
Next.
Next after Dick is.
I'm going to use my action point.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. The guy standing in front of you, who's now flanked, is your quarry.
Yes, I will use my fading strike on him.
Okay. What does that do?
It's a melee hit, but I can also it lets me shift afterwards.
Okay.
So 16 versus AC. 8 plus 2.
Yeah, you have combat advantage.
18 versus AC.
That should hit.
That should
Sounds much more like
indeed.
it, at least.
Yes, that hits.
That's my melee attack. 8 damage. I can shift 2 squares. Oh, and it's my Hunter's Quarry, so another 1d6 damage. 6 more damage.
Your Hunter's Quarry did as much damage as your actual attack.
No, his actual
My
attack
attack
did
did
8.
8.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. He's still kicking.
Screaming soon.
Yes. Okay. Are you?
He's done now.
You don't have anything else to do.
That's it.
Yep. Okay. So now after Dick is.
Should be me.
Yes. Yep.
Yay.
Kara.
Yay.
There's a conga line. You didn't shift or anything like that. From your
I know, I
attack?
have to shift 2 squares back.
You
Or
have to?
2 squares to a square not adjacent to him.
Yep.
You actually have to do it.
I have to.
Interesting.
Part of the fading strike.
Well, then you do so. So you're now like back 2 more squares.
Yep.
Okay. So you're no longer flanking him.
Correct.
Okay.
But there's room for somebody else flanking now.
Yeah, I suppose. Not that anyone else.
Kara.
Well, I guess Kara.
Yes.
Ray might.
Yep.
Magic missile.
On whom?
The closest one to me.
Okay, so that's the new guy that just showed up. So he takes 5 damage.
Yep.
Golden Fist of Death.
The golden fist flies towards his head.
He takes his 5 damage. Do anything else?
I could action point and do it again.
Do you not have like a cooler attack than Magic Missile?
Not really.
She's
Nothing
a-
that.
She's a controller.
Yeah.
Do you have any counter power?
I do have encounter powers, but they all hit multiple targets, and I don't want to waste them. You
want-
guys conga line of death.
Are you
so
using your
I'm
action
pretty
point?
much useless.
The end of the conga line I'm at has like 3 squares where
Last
no
5.
allies.
Are there any 2 that are close by? As in,
If you
side by
circle it,
side?
if you center it on me, yes.
Yeah, because you
Yeah, I don't really want to hit you.
It says will.
Yeah.
Is it fire damage?
No.
Okay, she
Oh.
doesn't know that, first of all.
Everyone knows that tieflings don't
Not
really mind.
everyone knows that.
Someone who studied arcane should
I
know.
don't have any fire powers.
Okay.
But yeah,
You have no
but
firepower,
basically
go
you
ahead.
have- You have,
But yeah, somebody
you
who
have
studied
Jim,
arcane
you
might be
have
aware of it.
enemies,
Yes.
and you have 2 blank squares, and then me.
They're still not close enough for them to be affected by the same spell.
We do have to speed it up if we get a bit there, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it's getting closer to 10.
So another magic missile.
Okay, so you're actually playing into another Magic Missile?
Yep.
Okay, bouncy, bouncy.
Alright, he's hurt. The next one down on that should be the Ray and John team up.
Yep.
The Ray, you're all the way over the other side of the combat.
Can I get there and still attack? Or am I within range to do
Moving to
so?
5.
Movement of 5, 25 feet. Yeah, I would say you can get it because the conga line actually extends a little bit here from. So yeah, you can get in behind the guy that the space that Dick just blasted
Vacated.
backwards out of.
Which brings me back behind the new guy, right?
Yes, I know that, but brings you behind the leader.
Alright, and I'm flanking him, assuming. At
Yes.
that point.
That
So-
would be combat
You would have
advantage.
combat advantage during this
Pommel smash.
one. All right. You run up and roll it.
19, 7, 26, 28.
Yeah, that'll hit. It doesn't matter versus what.
Alright.
Did you roll a lot today? Did you roll a lot today? Her bib is covered.
12, 14, 18, 21 damage.
He explodes.
I knock him out.
Okay. You run up and stab him in the kidneys. He goes down, but you don't kill him. I guess basically is the way that.
Yeah, it's more like you do a disabling shot to something
Yeah.
vital.
I bash him really hard in the
Pommel
back of the
smash
head.
makes sense. So he just like blank. He goes down hard.
Yeah.
One left.
Yes.
Does this one have balls?
Yes, they are specifically noted to be fairly
Stupid. Got
I
it.
don't think stupid.
So yeah, pretty much
It's just-
everything I
They don't
attack,
snap easily.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray's just killing everything.
regardless of the fact that 2 of them had 1 health.
Solid
You saw
business.
nothing out of it.
It's John's turn now.
What's his next biggest spell?
He does like big spells.
He does.
Acid Orb would be his best damage spell.
You already used it.
It's not
Okay.
that well, so I can use it as many times as it wants.
Unless he wants to use his daily.
Probably
Daily.
not.
There's one dude left. I don't think you probably need want to use the daily.
She's asking.
What?
Roll his acid orb for him, Jen.
Kara is rolling for Drax.
Well, they're both wizards.
Oh yeah,
It's the same
I
thing.
forgot about that.
14 versus reflex.
Fail.
Reflex? No, like
So it's unlikely to hit.
That's very unlikely to hit.
he didn't use his die.
That's true.
Too late.
Behind the
You rolled it. It's on.
Yeah.
Your acid orb is sailing off into the crowd.
Now this guy's surrounded by everyone,
Yes.
and it's his turn.
He's seriously surrounded by everyone. Well, he's going to attack you, since otherwise he'll take like 6 points.
Yes, that would be the smart thing of him. He has no flank bonus.
No, his flanky friend
Right
is
to care of
gone.
that.
Throw yourself upon my plate.
Yeah, he rolled a 3. He tries to stab you with a dagger, but it's not exactly working out.
I believe it's Neri's turn.
Yes, after him is Nerisatis.
Let's see if she can hit something.
Clobber him! You are
Healer's mercy
flanking.
to everybody.
Ooh,
What does that do?
You all spend a healing surge, and I am weakened to the end of my next turn.
that's minor though.
No, that's a standard.
Is that a standard?
Yeah, it's an encounter standard.
Do I have to use a healing surge?
No,
I'm already
if
at-
you're, if you're full,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
have
choose
to.
not to.
Yeah, if you're at full health.
No, but it says everybody uses a healing surge. I'm like, oh.
Everyone has the opportunity, I believe.
Each target can spend a.
Oh, Ken spend.
Actually, target his bloodied allies in the burst.
Yeah.
So Jim and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are the people that have taken damage.
Those are the ones that need it. That's
Oh,
an action
and
use.
actually,
Use an action point.
I'm gonna action point and then Righteous brand him so you can hit him.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
what did you roll?
1.
Roll the percentile die. Where is it? Where's Mark's giant percentile die?
I didn't bring it.
What?
Oh, so regular percentile die.
Roll. Unfine
Lame percentile die.
Unexciting.
70.
70. So, nothing terrible happens, but you take a swing which just.
Nope.
It was a 10. Nope. Is there anything else you rolled so far?
Yeah, that would have hit. A 10 would have hit.
Had I known Cleric was a fucking curse, I would have rolled Cleric.
It's John. It's the presence of John.
It's not like I did much better the last time I played.
Anyone rolling a 3, a 5, and a 1 would have missed on all of their attacks anyway. That's the end of the round, right? So it goes back to
Xanian.
Jim.
Xanian.
But does that guy get to act?
Yeah, he did. He rolled a 3 on his attack with a dagger to try and attack a paladin. How do you think that went?
Should I just stab him in the breastplate with a dagger?
Yeah, he's like, hey, don't worry, sir. I'll get you in the thighs.
Eventually.
Soon I will wear through your armor. And then what will you do?
I'm going to use my passive, my insight to try and see if this guy would yield if I gave him the option.
You haven't really talked at all. It's been a completely.
Does he look like he's about to shit his pants, or does he look like, I'm going to fucking cut you, you little bastard?
He looks
Intimidate.
mysterious.
My god, it's one of those wizards!
You rolled a 4. He looks mysterious.
Alright, fearsome smite it is.
One of them was. You did notice that one of them was knocked unconscious by a gnome.
This is.
A gnome ran up behind the guy that was in front of you and was like,
Back really hard with
Is
the
he
back of
bloody?
my dagger.
the guy in front of you? No.
Okay. So that is a 19.
Versus?
Oh, sorry, 21.
Versus?
AC.
It doesn't matter. That hits him.
So 2 weapon dice plus 3 damage, and he gets -2 to all of his attack rolls for. -2 on. If he attacks anyone else, it's -4. So he has to attack me.
He's not attacking anyone else at this point.
So that's 3 plus 2, so 5 plus 3, 8.
I forgot my stance still gives me damage every turn. Every time I move more than 4 squares.
So he took 8 damage there.
Now he's bloody.
Now, great.
After Xanian is Dick.
How far away is he from me?
You left back 2 squares. So
That guy
he's-
died.
Is he at least
so
4 squares away?
Yes.
He's 2 squares toward 2
Then
squares.
I'm the third,
to
then he's the
halfling,
fourth.
Then yeah, he's
Okay.
4th.
I'm
But there's a
moving
dude between you and him.
either side though. I don't care about flanking him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go around and next to him and hit him with my fading strike
How long does your stance last again?
until I end it.
You weren't hurt anymore.
Okay.
And I haven't.
I was
So I get the plus
bloody,
3 AC,
nobody healed me.
but I also get plus 3
Healing surge.
damage
Then yes, you get to spend
Until my-
the
Ali's
Sorry.
awesome
You
ability.
didn't write anything
for
down.
1d8.
Yes, I did, just not on that paper. I was tracking that over here.
Maybe you should track it on your character sheet.
So then I'd have to erase it. I did not have an eraser.
You spend a healing surge because of Alli.
Crap, that makes me not bloodied anymore.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't.
got
You can
character
choose not to.
How much is
You can choose to continue to lurch about with rock damage to your brain. You know, if you so choose.
The thing is that it is advantageous for me to have +1 to my attack rolls, right? But yes, I will.
There's one dude left, and he's surrounded by your friends.
So I'm gonna start with Hunter's Quarry.
Okay, so you.
Use my manner action. Move in and throw a fading strike.
Okay, roll it.
$20? No. 15.
That's a huge difference,
No,
Mark!
15 versus what?
AC.
That misses.
Defender wins.
No. But, well, yes, but that's
Right.
not why.
All right, next.
Next.
Magic missile.
Fuck! Not doing much damage, but it's continual.
Shipping damage!
You're like the annoying block guard damage person in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Iceman.
It's beam!
I'm spamming.
Optic sweep.
So you
Optic blast.
spam him for 5 more damage?
That is correct. Instead of punching him, this hand slaps him gently this time.
Okay, Pock. It is you.
All right, let me show you guys how this is done.
So yeah, you just
Don't
finished...
shift on that one. I only shift when I hit, so I'm still
Oh,
mixing.
okay.
So that means that everyone's around. There's one opening?
One opening on one side.
Yeah, and Pock is behind the new guy.
Yeah.
Now Pock and you are flanking
Okay.
the dude.
Huh?
No, Alli and I were flanking him.
Jim and I are flanking.
Oh, yeah, so-
Ray and I are
Yeah,
flanking.
Pock would have to move to the side
Yeah.
of him.
The opposite side of me.
Yes. which
Still
would be
flanking,
yes.
so.
Still flanking.
All right, let me show you guys how this is done.
Poor schmuck.
So what are you doing?
Acrobatic strike.
Okay, how does that work?
I must be wielding I must be trained in acrobatics. Must be wielding a light blade. Weapon plus dex plus 3 damage, and if I'm grabbed, I escape the grab. But it's irrelevant at this point.
All right.
3 minutes.
Is that a 1?
What do you
Yep.
roll? Roll percentile.
Do it.
Let me show you how this is done.
80.
So the gnome goes, "Let me show you how this is done," and he starts doing cartwheels and like leaping and jumping, and he ends up behind.
So the Indiana Jones sword guy.
Yeah, he comes up and he's like, "Aha!" and he lunges with the dagger, and it just sort of goes, "Bleak!" and squirts out of his hand, and it sort of lands at the feet of the other dude.
He gets partway through and
He's
starts
doing
doing
so
a
well.
dance
You think
number.
the shopkeeper is maybe not the world's best at stabbing?
We haven't seen him actually kill anyone. He's just showing like, "I'll help you."
He knocked a guy out behind
that's true.
with a pommel stab, but you
That's
don't
true.
know how effective he is as a fighter. But yeah, then he's like, "Aha! Look at this leaping strike,
I
bitches!"
do technically have another dagger in my offhand, but
Yup.
Well, you just
Definitely a
dropped your
legitimate
first.
beast, man.
primary
Do
weapon.
you have any minor action attacks that you could use? Have you used your action point yet?
Yeah, you guys are surrounding a dude. Who
I'm
is
not going to
like-
use my action point at this point.
Next, I think it's the halfling.
No, next is
Drax.
Let's just go for a good old-fashioned acid orb.
now. Can he acid orb a guy that's a halfling
Yes.
that's surrounded by 4 allies?
Allies do not block line of sight.
Okay,
It,
even a halfling.
Even
yes,
a halfling.
target one creature, range 20.
Allies
Yeah.
don't provide cover.
Yeah.
All right, and
Even
then
for I just
Even
imagine
for
a
halflings.
halfling standing in a circle of a tiefling.
Well,
A cleric.
isn't he technically behind me?
Yeah, that's right. He shoot over the head of the gnome.
Oh, my feathers!
yeah,
Don't
basically,
pay for that.
from when I was reading the original, the
Roll it.
yeah, anyway.
Just roll it.
22 versus reflex.
Yeah, he's gonna make you reroll that.
Okay. And again, I am trying to do subdue
You're gonna
him.
subdue him with acid
Yes.
damage.
Yep.
How does that work?
The rules say that
Doesn't
it can.
There's
I'm gonna have to
already
read those
there's
rules.
already a gnome on the ground that I've identified as the leader.
You mean the halfling?
Halfling.
There is a gnome on the ground. Actually, there's a
No, the
halfling.
gnome's dagger is on the ground. The gnome
Okay.
himself is not.
Make that a 17 versus reflex instead.
I believe that still hits.
16, I think it was.
Yes, that hits.
That hits. All right. So let's see.
And you're doing
what we end up
subdual acid damage.
with. Yes, I am.
Don't bother. Just melt his face. Anyways.
I don't know how you do subdual acid damage,
I
but
don't know.
16.
Okay, he's subdued by your acid damage.
my toes, my toes.
So John is the one that finishes the guy off, and we couldn't.
Yes, somehow.
That took a whole turn to kill this one half.
They're
Yeah.
sturdy. These guys.
Sometimes the
But
rolls
they
just
hit
don't
this
work.
one half.
Well, these guys have 34 HP. They're
They're beefy.
Damn,
Yeah,
more
well,
help.
these are skirmisher type mobs.
All right, so that's it for now.
Yeah. So let me just.
And I pick up my dagger, by the way.
You're like, yeah, all part of the trick. Just meant to distract him with my acrobatic skills.
Should I recover my axes?
write down at least.
We do the all non-combat stuff once the combat's over. Round up the fallen, etc., etc., etc. But for now, we're going to end the recording.
Unconscious.
Yes, the unconscious.
Yes, one of them legitimately, and one of them somehow acids, dude.
Hey, maybe it's the other kind of acid. Maybe the guy's tripping balls. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.